Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. Tonight's main event is upon us. In the red corner, representing the great state of Texas, we have the master of disaster, the king of sting, the picker of fine liquor. It's the one, the only Hack! And in the blue corner, the man who is alive and well in Tennessee, from the Ministry of Reveries, the fearless, tearless, peerless hunter, the man who never saw a bottle he couldn't topple. It's Mac himself! Two titans squaring off and streamed live from their bottles to your eyes and ears, ladies and gentlemen. It's Bourbon time!
What's up, man?
What's up, baby? That intro, it gets me every time, man.
It gets me pumped up. It's a lot like cooler than we are, I think. But you know what? It's awesome.
That's all right though. Yeah, you know what else is really cool is, bro, we have had a week.
I feel like I'm in the presence of a celebrity kind of right now, Hack. I mean,
no.
Yeah, you're on the Houston, you're on the news, you are like the local news, the video got like tons of views. Anyway.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have told my job that I was at a doctor's appointment. I probably shouldn't have told him that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
With a huge cart of allocated whiskey.
That's a doppelganger. That's not really me. No, it was a big week, and there may be some people here tonight. I don't know how many folks are tuning in here that have not been here before. Yeah. But we should probably do a quick little reset because we picked up, I think, close to 500 or 600 subs.
Wow!
This week, our huge bourbon drop specs video, it's pushing up to upwards of 19,000 views. So, which is huge for our tiny little channel. Yeah, so
it is, man. For us.
Just want to say thank you first of all to everybody that's watched that, all the new subscribers. You know, we're just a couple of dudes that just like to have fun and hang out on Sunday nights. And so welcome in. I'm from the Houston area, as you probably know, and Mac and I met earlier this year and decided to dive into this thing. And tell the good people about yourself, Mac.
Yep, I'm from Nashville, but live in Washington, D.C. And so I'm back and forth a bit. But yeah, man, we met at a whiskey event and just thought we'd start this whole thing. And now we've got this, like, I don't know. It's fun, man. It's fun and awesome community too. I really appreciate everyone who joins in every week to watch our antics here. So.
Exactly. And tonight's gonna be fun too. So we've got a lot of fun stuff in store. As you know, I always have to do my announcements. So
yeah, it's time for announcements. Okay.
So announcements. We always have to do our announcements. But this is so tonight we've got something kind of cooked up for you guys. We do something here on this channel, if you're new here, called membership giveaways. And to become a member of our little YouTube channel, it's either $3 or $5 a month. It's got different levels. And if you're a member, you'll be automatically entered every week. Nothing you have to do, nothing you have to do different, but you'll be entered every week for a membership giveaway. And so it's just our way to give back. Mac and I have said it many times on this channel. We'll say it again, is that we do not consider YouTube a revenue generating opportunity for either one of us. That's not something we want to do. We want to find ways to give it all back. So anything that comes in through the channel, we're going to give it right back to you, and probably plus some. So tonight, Mac, we're going to give away a $50 Age Nor gift card, which we're not sponsored by them. So let's be clear.
We have no sponsors, so we just so everyone knows.
Exactly.
Not happening.
Not happening. But we're going to give that away, and with that, you're going to get a Weller 12, or not Weller 12, a Weller Rainbow blind to do a Weller blind. And so the opportunity is that if you win that from us, and you're one of our members, if you want to come on the stream once you get it, and do it live with us, you can, or you want to do it on your own and tell us your results, you can. But we're going to offer that opportunity up to a member to come join us live on stream and do that Weller blind. Just something fun to do. So members are already in. If you want to become a member, you click that join button and sign up for either the MGP Slut or the hashtag One More Pour. And those are our two beautiful, well thought out membership levels.
I wonder how long we're going to be able to keep that first membership level without a letter.
We'll use a little pound in there. It's MGP SL pound.
Yeah, exactly. But
we fancied up just a little bit, so.
Well, yeah, man.
So
well, that's awesome. I've never even done the rainbow myself, so
Oh, well, maybe I'll send you the rainbow and we can taste the rainbow together.
I love it.
All right. Also,
sorry, I'm interrupting. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Please go ahead.
No, I don't want to interrupt your announcements. It's a very important part of
I got to get my announcement.
Okay.
Second giveaway is the super chats. So tonight, if you would like to super chat to us, you don't have to, but if you want to, you'll be entered to win this, which is super cool and fun and fancy. And I've got the new cam here, but this is KLuke's single barrel. This is barrel 8 ending in 8-9. And this matches the theme. This is the brand new specs single barrel that just dropped in Houston this week. And Jonathan is going to come on, Mazano from KLuke, in just a little bit and join us and give us tasting notes on that one. So you'll know exactly what you're getting into. But all of those super chats, you'll be automatically entered at a shot to win that bad boy. So I'm hoping you guys will jump into some super chats tonight. And yeah, so let's get into it, Mac. That's all the announcements I've got.
Well, that's awesome. Those are some good giveaways. We hadn't even gotten to the chat yet, Hack. So I think we should get in the chat, see who's here.
Yep.
And then people are probably wondering why this Saffel is here, which maybe we should talk about after that. What do you think?
Yeah, if you want to roll through the chat, you can. Go right ahead.
Okay, so first, Matthew. Matthew is first, everyone.
Cheers, Matthew.
Cheers, Matthew. Marty at Whiskey Nose. We got Wes. What's going on? Dennis, Robert, Dave. Dave, I think, is the KLuke super fan. I hear. Like, I thought I was a super fan, but I think Dave Vogelsang has a lot.
So did Dave's message, when you find it, pull it back up. I think his message said that he owns every single batch of KLuke ever made. So
yeah,
that's incredible.
Harold, what's going on? Bobo Fett, Jonathan is the man. I agree.
Welcome in.
Gerald, good to see you. We got our guy Alan here, Senior Basic T and CETX. I don't know, Hack, if you know any of these folks, but
I don't know. I don't think I know that one. Welcome in.
What's up, JG?
Hey, JG in the house. JG's always top commenter. We appreciate all the comments, good and bad, even if it's about Mac wearing a quilt.
Yeah, which anyway. He does crack me up.
Jay always does a fit check on you, which is really kind of.
Which I'm a little worried because this is almost kind of. I put this on and everything. It's kind of quilty.
It's kind of cool. You like the quilty stuff. It's okay,
hey man.
It's all right.
It's going to sell. But hey,
Bourbon Kingdom. Let's give them a shout out real quick. So I reached out via email to them. I've watched some of their stuff. They're really cool guys. Bourbon Kingdom has an awesome channel. If anybody wants to drop the link, you can. Please do. These guys did a pick with KLuke that's finished in Madeira cask, and I just picked it up off of Bourbon Outfitters. And so we're going to talk about that one tonight. So welcome in, Bourbon Kingdom. Going to talk about your pick live here tonight. So was very excited to get my hands on that. So appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah, thanks so much. I'm a big fan of your show and the channel, Bourbon Kingdom. What's up, Bama? We got Foot Doc, Real Queasy. Welcome.
So Real Queasy, welcome in. I just mentioned him. He's been commenting a lot. He is friends and part of the Patreon of Keenan's channel, Whiskier. Oh, awesome. And so you may have saw in the video that he reviewed my basket. He had reached out via Instagram because he wanted to come and hang out at the Specs Drop.
Oh, awesome.
And so we just started chatting and then moved it over to text. And he got in late that night. And so showed him some Texas hospitality, helped him kind of get the lay of the land. And then a windstorm of about 30 miles per hour came through. So we didn't get to have too many late night pours, but it was really cool to meet him in person. He is as genuine, as authentic as he comes across. Super cool guy. and he may hop in the chat tonight. But just shout out to Keenan, and thank you so much for coming down to the Houston Specs Drop. It was cool getting to see you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome to see whiskey out there. Naomi Grace, welcome. Sweet Cindy.
Welcome.
Candace, good to see you.
We did a blind last night with Candace and some folks. Should we mention this real quick while we're talking about Candace?
Yeah, we'll do that. We got a lot of super chats rolling in here, and then we got Jonathan. I know who's also waiting to get in here. So
we better hurry. I better not talk about that. But we'll talk. Remind me to talk about that blind later.
Yes, and Candace or anyone in the chat that was in there, we got to talk about this. But cheers, Jay Martinez, Dave. We've already got Dave. Weird Whiskey. What's up, Patrick? We got. Let's see. Where is Dave? I think Dave says, yeah, here it is, right here. Dave has every batch of KLuke bourbon plus 2 toasted bourbons and the 210 pick.
Yeah, that 21090 is where that's where I started. That was my entry drug into KLuke, and after that, I've been hooked, baby. It's good. It's so good.
I'm going to jump down here to some of our cheers everyone. I'm going to jump down here to some of these super chats. Thanks so much to SM Parker.
There's a new follower too. He's been commenting on the video. SM Parker, welcome in. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate you coming in.
Thanks, Gerald. Cheers.
Marty.
Let's get it going. Marty, thank you.
All right, TNC is in on this bad boy. Great. Awesome.
Look at that. KLuke Specs Barrel 89 is damn close to a 10 out of 10 pour.
Ooh, that's what we're giving away tonight.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
Jeremy Dirks.
And that's, coming from Pat. Pat knows his stuff. Like Pat is a Pursuit ambassador, knows his whiskey. That man knows whiskey. So just know if Pat says it's a 10 out of 10, that's a good bottle.
Andy Kutch.
Thank you for the super chat, Andy.
Cheers.
Thank you, sir. Jerry, KLuke is awesome. Cheers. I would agree. Thank you, sir.
Wes, LFG, let's go.
Let's get it.
CJP, cheers.
Thank you, Corey. There's Warren.
Warren.
Need to win. He's sneaking in here.
He might be Dave and Warren might have to fight over who's the bigger KLuke fan.
Yeah. Warren has a t-shirt. So let's just put it that way. Warren has a KLuke t-shirt. I've seen him wear several times. So let's just not let him sneak in.
I'd love a t-shirt. All right. We'll have to ask Jonathan about it. All right. KLuke poured and ready. Oh man, Tim.
Let's get it.
That is way too fit. That is wow. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Tim. Stopping by to say hey. Thank you. Oh, Jake with the big dog too. Thank you, Jake. Oh, he's referencing the blind last night. So we do have to get to that.
Oh, Keenan
is here. Let's go.
Is it Keenan?
Yeah,
whiskey is what I know.
Spelled that way, but it's Keenan. Yeah.
Okay, Keenan. Awesome. Well, cheers.
Jeremy, cheers.
Cheers. Tank, cheers. Dennis, cheers. Thank you so much. And JG for Max Quilting.
Hitting fun.
Oh my god. Here it goes. Well, yeah, those are our super chats, Hack. And we did want to say one thing, I think, before we get to Jonathan. Jonathan, thank you for waiting patiently. We're gonna
more people.
I think we just need to move on. And
I'm pretty sure that they all think that you get your clothes from Goodwill.
You know what? I just gotta say, this is not
sell shops. Is that what goes on?
My gosh, wait, I even got something about my hat. Max supporting his local NDP. This is a Bowman hat, the Virginia Gentleman. And if you saw my my post on Instagram, I stopped by. The stills were still not running. So anyway, I'm not gonna perpetuate that.
I'd say we get this rumor going now that we're so big and we have over 1,000 subs. we can get a movement started.
I know.
I mean, Bowman. The cobwebs on the Bowman stills. Like I feel like we've got a following now, Mac. Like we can talk about this and create a conspiracy.
It got some people mad. Actually, a couple people in my DMs who were like, "They definitely distill. You don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "I've been multiple times, and they're not distilling."
Naomi said you're in your quilt era.
Oh no!
I just think it just feels nice on your. It just feels nice, right? Like that.
It is nice. Yeah. Oh wait. Conspiracy, you say?
Yeah, we do. Keenan, we have a conspiracy that we don't think that they really do jack shit at Bowman.
Just Sazerac sends that Buffalo Trace juice up there, and or maybe
Yeah,
nothing.
they do a little. They do a little mixy over there at
Yeah.
Sazerac, and they send
Anyway,
it. And then
we're never gonna get the BTAC like gift samples, are we? All right.
do you think we ever were?
I don't think we were. All right.
So basically, no. Listen, it's like those stills are all show and no go. That's what we would say.
Yeah. But Hack, why do we have this out here tonight?
So, just Mac and I were reminiscing tonight because we hit a big milestone of hitting 1,000 subs. And again, huge thank you to everyone that has subbed to us. It means the world. We're such a small channel, just started this year in April. And I went back to look at our pilot episode, and this, sir, was our very first fresh crack. And I didn't even know what WB Saffel was then. And I have, like anything, you get something, you dive into the history, but also you gifted this to me, sir. And so it's a special bottle to me. And it's also special to this channel because it's the very first whiskey we ever tried live on a channel, WB Saffel. So, Mac, congratulations on the 1,000. Cheers, sir. Love doing this with you. And let's go to the next 1,000. What do you say?
I love it. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
So I love the Saffel. And I think actually Whiskier is a big Saffel guy. If you're not, I mean, if this is
saying that.
Yeah. This is great. If you guys see this out there, I think, what is it, like $60 for this? I don't see it a lot anymore.
A little pricey. It's a little pricey.
It's a little pricey, but it's good turkey juice in here. If you're a wild turkey fan, 107 proof. I think even David Jennings said at least maybe that first release was better than
2019. He said it was better than any Russell's Reserve private barrel he'd ever tried.
Yeah. So this is a damn good one to start with, Hack, I have to say.
Yeah, and it ties in too. So if our friends Toby and Marty are watching, they're never working. If they're watching,
they're working on a pour.
They're working on a pour. If they're watching tonight, WB Saffel has a little bit of history. Is that David Jennings of Rarebird did a little research, and what he said is that come to find out that Eddie Russell at one point had lived in the WB Saffel original Victorian home. So he also said that. What are you laughing at? What's going on? Are you making fun?
They're not stopping. Anyway, I'm sorry.
It's a jacket.
I mean, this is not that crazy of a wardrobe choice, guys.
I don't know what we've got to get you into something that's not so distracting for the chat.
What can I say, man? Anyway,
so anyway, the WB Saffel history is that WB Saffel actually trained under someone that you may have heard of more recently, W.H. McBrayer. So WB Saffel trained under McBrayer, came out with his own whiskey, and Eddie Russell brought it back. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good one. Just like this comment. That is one of 1,207 sentimental items that Hack has. Hashtag Mr. Sensitive. You know what? He is Mr. Sensitive. That's why I love him. Also, in the YouTube comments, now that we're getting a little more views, do not come at my man Hack. Do not do it. Don't say bad things about Hack. There's not a bad bone in his body. All right.
It's funny. I did get some funny comments that were, I got called what do they call me?
A tool. Sorry.
Tool. I got called a tool.
And I'm sure like Whiskier and Bourbon Kingdom, who have like a lot more followers, probably have to deal with this a lot more. I don't know how y'all do it.
Yeah. You were asking about whiskey resolutions, and one of my whiskey resolutions is not to let comments get to you, because it's just what it is. The bigger you get, you're going to get comments like that. You just are. Thank you, Jake. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Thank you so much.
Oh, Mac Dress does an Elvis. I could try.
Well, we may have something coming up very similar to an Elvis impersonator.
All right. Well,
cheers. Is it time?
Man. I think it's time. And thank you, Jonathan.
I'm gonna finish this up.
Yeah. And let's see here. Okay, I don't think people want to see that me shirtless, but thank you for the suggestion.
How did we get to shirtless, Mac, already?
I'm gonna
not after dark.
Hey, give me spring and we have a 6-pack. All right, here we go.
It is not after dark. It is not after dark. So excited. Let's cue this up. Let's see if our guy is ready. I think he's waiting in the wings right now. I want to bring him up, and we're going to get into this. I'm going to grab this. I've got a new, can I do this real quick, Mac? Hold on.
Of course.
I've upgraded the look, guys. I've got some new shelves. I've used the old one, moved it over. We rearranged some things, but just to show you guys, it could get really, really dangerous now because a lot of my whiskeys that I like to drink are very nearby. So Mac, that upgrading could end up being a problem in that the whiskeys are all within reach.
Yeah, I mean,
so
welcome to
all weekend. Hey Joe, thanks for being a new member. Welcome in. You'll be introduced to the giveaway tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it looks great.
He gets the best motivational comments. Yes, he does. Thank you again for the super chat, Marty. We appreciate you. Yeah. So hack is low key. What does that say? I want to read that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a good one.
Low key nonsense. I saw that, and he's an awesome guy, but not a no. That's another story. We'll get into the behind the scenes stuff after Jonathan, but we're gonna bring him up about 30-40 minutes. Let's get the man up. We've had him waiting too long per usual. I went a little long.
Sorry, Jonathan.
So excited to bring our guy Jonathan Mazano to you guys. Without further ado, let's get him up here on the stage.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up,
Mr. Jonathan Mazano? How are you, sir?
Good, man. Good to have you guys get to hang out with you for the evening. I know we've got to meet in person a couple times, hang out at some whiskey events over the past year or so.
Yeah,
appreciate you guys having me on.
Well,
yeah, man, we're excited to have you, sir. I mean, it's so cool to kind of see these whiskey dreams coming to life. And one of the dreams I had was to have you on because I have fallen in love with the stuff you do.
Wait, dreams and falling in love. Maybe let's not go too.
Am I being too sensitive again?
I just didn't know what angle we were going, but I think you meant the whiskey dreams, not
okay. You know, he does. You did grow a beard though. This beard, like we
had a few cold days here.
Sideburns fully turned beard, like the whole. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
And Jonathan, you know, I think we first met at the 21090 Rock the Rick House event. And yeah, that was an awesome event. And that's what I have. I have 2 of the 210 picks here as well with the batch. But yeah, man, it was so great. And also, so everyone knows, Jonathan like hung out the night with us, like came to the bottle share. Just man, it was so awesome. Thank you for hanging out with a bunch of us. So it was awesome getting to meet you. And I think you even brought one of your like single barrel picks with you from back in the day.
Brought an old pick, had a little purple foil on top.
Yeah, the purple top. Which
it's all about sharing with people that are going to enjoy it. That's what whiskey's all about. You know, it's
exactly.
I've had a super fortunate, whiskey journey the past, 12, 15 years now. And, for me, it's all about sharing the special bottles in the glass, people appreciate it and having a good time with it. That's what it's all about. So.
Yeah. So, and that's super cool to do that. Cause I know you're everywhere. You're traveling everywhere. You've got a lot of stuff going on. So the fact that you hung out with us and had some pours and brought a special bottle was great, but maybe kind of talk a little bit about how your start and, sort of how you got to where you are now, from when you were picking those single barrels.
Yeah. So, I've had, I tell people all the time, the brand is new. It was only founded in 21 by my wife and I, but I've basically spent my entire life studying wine and whiskey. So I started off working in restaurants at 16. By the time I was 19, I was working in fine dining and had an amazing sommelier that I studied underneath, studied wine, and just really fell in love with it. And we'll say by the time I was 21, I got Somm certified first level. Then I left the restaurant world and went and opened up my own retail store. And I had my store for almost 20 years. I sold it 2 years ago, actually today. It makes the 2-year anniversary since I sold my store. So in that almost 20-year career being in retail, I love wine, obviously, but I also have always loved whiskey, and every now and then you guys will see me post my picture of my 1979 Wild Turkey. So my great-grandfather had the first package store in New Haven, Connecticut, 5 days after Prohibition. They opened up December 10th, 1933. Wow. So my family's had a long history in the business. And, when I opened up my store, I set out to do something special, something different, really focus on, high-end, small family-owned wineries. But again, I always love whiskey. And the guy by the name of Byron Banks, who worked for Four Roses, my wife and I also had a restaurant for a few years with the store. And he kept trying to talk me into going to Kentucky to buy a barrel of bourbon. I'm like, Byron, I don't know, a whole barrel of bourbon, it's a big commitment back. And this is, 2013, 2014.
Oh, wow.
Nobody was really picking barrels other than a couple of legendary people like Jason Bronner from Bourbon's Bistro, Jack Rose, places like that.
Yeah.
anyway, he finally talks me into it. So we get up there to go pick, barrel number 1 of Four Roses in the summer of 2014. And I was just blown away by not only, getting to meet Jim Rutledge and just tasting through the barrels, but the people, the place, the stories. It was a really special week. I got to meet Jimmy and Eddie Russell, got my 79 Wild Turkey signed, got to go to Bill Samuel's home, and hang out with him and have dinner. It was an amazing week. And I was blown away by everything about it. And I was like, okay, I'm hooked. So from 2014 until I sold my store, I picked 415 barrels. And where I'm sitting here in my house, on the other wall is a wine cellar. And above it, I have I kind of want to put my barrel heads like the distilleries do, right? So you have, barrel number 1, I picked summer 2014. And I'm looking right now. So my 100th barrel was also a Four Roses because I wanted to make sure it's kind of true to my first barrel. I picked that 100th barrel on January 20th of 20. So it took me, 6 years right to pick 100 barrels. And then from there, you can kind of see the gap start to close. It took me like 15, 16 months to get to the next 100. And then it was less than a year, right at a year. So it was an amazing journey, and I was very fortunate. I picked barrels with pretty much every master distiller and every rickhouse out there, all the legendary guys, Eddie Russell and Drew Colsbean and, Freddie over at Buffalo Trace. I mean, just all the big name people. I've had a very fortunate career and got to taste all these guys. And I figured by the time I sold my store, before even getting into KLuke, I tasted about 1,700 barrels straight from the barrel. So I basically traveled to every distillery to pick my barrels. There was a very small percentage of things I tasted from samples. Only in really extreme circumstances where I couldn't get there to some different distilleries, something like maybe Stranahan's out of Colorado or some, kind of off the beaten path places. But I took incredible pride if I was going to put my name on a single barrel that had to be something special. And, during COVID, alcohol sales were kind of through the roof, but I also kind of started to see the downfall of the whole single barrel program. I listened to a great podcast with Kenny and Ryan and Fred Minnick the other night.
Yes.
On Bourbon Pursuit, talking about kind of that time, 19, 20, 21, where the barrels kind of went to all the big places, and it was no longer about the small individuals. And I mean, I felt it. I was right there along with him. I was listening to that podcast. I was like, God, it's like listening to my life here.
So I was so John, it's funny you mentioned that because I was listening to that same thing. I was just talking to Hack earlier. I was like, I need to ask Jonathan about this. And I know we want to get into what you're, the blending and all that, but maybe say something about that, where the future of single barrels. I'd just love to hear your thoughts on sort of what your take is.
So here was my problem. The whole thing is they started like putting these parameters on, case volume and this and that, things that had nothing to do with the bourbon. The whole idea of picking single barrels was to find something special, something that you believed in to bring back for your customers and friends to enjoy. And I just watched it go from that, where, so we're like Four Roses where I picked 49 barrels, or Turkey where I picked, 25, 30 barrels. And I saw it kind of go from that to like, well, hey, now it's all about these spreadsheets. I'm like, well, I don't care about the spreadsheet. I'm going to text or call so-and-so. They're like, yeah, you can't really do it. And you can't just call a master distiller and go line up a barrel pick. And I kind of saw the end of all that coming. By this point, I was so immersed in bourbon and just fell in love with, like I said, everything about it. And that's where we set out to start KLuke. So we started the company in 21 because, again, I saw the downfall of picking barrels the way that I was used to picking, right, which was spending 5 or 6 hours in the warehouse with someone like Eddie Russell, where we would go and drill 20, 30 barrels, right, and really find something special. To like, here's a couple samples on my trunk. What do you think? And I'm like, that's not the way I'm picking my barrels, So anyway, that's a whole. We have a whole other podcast just about that.
So here's the thing. I just want to tell my Jonathan story because so I grew up working in restaurants too, and from the time of like, being 19, 20 years old, working in restaurants in college, I wasn't fortunate enough to have parents that had enough money to pay for. So I had to work my way through restaurants. I never made it up to the fine dining side, but really, barbecue and steaks and that was, and I was on the grind for a good 7-8 years working for family business in the restaurant business, thinking I was going to eventually become some restaurateur. And there is something to be said, I think, for people that grew up around food and getting into the whiskey thing, because whether it's, learning how to cook or learning how to taste things or learning how to look for certain qualities in food, how it translates to whiskey. But you were across from us at Bruzelfest, and they had asked Tim and I to help. Well, they didn't ask. We offered to pour for good times. And I'm watching you over there all by yourself, longest line by far at all of Bruzelfest. Dude never breaks a sweat and just pours all day long, Then at the end of the event, you're breaking down your own tent, you're like doing all your own. And it's, I have a high amount of respect for people that not only have passion, but are putting the work in.
Yeah.
And I just wanted you to know that, like, that's something I really wanted to tell you in front of everybody is I see how much work you're putting into this, and it's showing because the product is damn good, friend. Like, it's damn good.
I really appreciate, you know, for me, even taking it to another level of having, you know, picking out barrels from our store, you know, now we have a brand named KLuke named after our children. So our daughter, Caitlin, who's 13, our son, Lucas, who's 8, you know, so I feel a lot of pressure on creating these blends, you know, as my wife will tell you when we're sitting going through them, because I want to make sure that every bottle is not just good, but it's great. I want it to really be an experience, because if you're going to go out and spend, you know, $110, $120 a bottle of whiskey, it can't just be good. It's got to be great. You know, I had a bunch of friends over the other night, and we sat tasted through a bunch of different whiskeys. Some were very expensive, very limited, you know, and it's like, some of them, it's like, yeah, it's okay, you know, but I wouldn't have to go out and, you know, sleep out in parking lots and write for 3 days or spend $1,000 for this bottle. And I really wanted to make sure, look, I know it's expensive, you know, at $115 or so, but we wanted to make sure it was really something that if you got a bottle and you were going to take it pour it for your friends blind, that it's something we're proud to stand behind and that you'd be proud to share with your friends and family. Because, you know, I tell people all the time, we do everything blind. I create all the batches based off my notes. So I have, you know, I've got handwritten notes, I've got a digital notebook, and then my wife, thank God, way more organized than I am. She has everything in spreadsheets where it shows, you know, every barrel where it's stored, when I have a sample pulled last, you know, what's the proof, age, mash bill. I mean, everything I need to know about it. And so I look between my computer screen at that, my notes, as I'm going through, and it's like, okay, well, people always ask, well, how do you make your consistent, your flagship, right? Your barrel strength, how do you make that taste the same every batch? And that is not my goal at all. I look at it more kind of like that single barrel approach where it's an experience in every bottle. But how do we kind of, you know, we could have just sold tons of straight single barrels around my life. It'd be a lot easier than blending, which is far more difficult than just selling barrels.
And I do want to jump in, Jonathan, real quick, because the chat's popping off and people are showing love, but also there's some people here that have never had KLukes and they're trying to figure out how to get it. And so I just want to tell everybody in the chat, you'll see it every few minutes. I've dropped the link to Jonathan's website. On there, there's a link that says shop. You click on that, and I know there's a few places, right, Jonathan, that are carrying your stuff online. So if they don't have it within your state, you've just hit Texas in the last few months, and you know, we'll talk about the big specs drop in that. But Jonathan, if somebody's trying to first get into KLuke, how would you go get it, and what would you say? Like, you know, here's the thing I would tell them: if you can find a KLuke, buy it. but people are like, where do I start? The truth is it doesn't matter, because they're all fantastic. But what would your advice be to the folks out there that are trying to find your whiskey?
Yeah, you know, so on the ground, we're in 8 states currently. We just added on 2 of those in the last quarter. So we're in Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Tennessee. We just recently added Texas and Wyoming. We have a little bit of distribution in Wyoming. Indiana, we just added on along with Texas, Kentucky, of course. But then the online retailers have been great. People like Blake at Sealbox. So right now, batch 14, the second whiskey we're going to try tonight. So there's a little bit left on Sealbox right now. Batch 12, which is the first one we're going to taste tonight, there's a little bit left on Bourbon Outfitter. So Bourbon Outfitter, Sealbox, and Shared Pour, those are the 3 pretty consistently carry our stuff. We try our best to get a little bit of everything to all of them. But again, we're a pretty small company. And it just kind of depends how it goes, how long they have it for. Sometimes it's a day, sometimes a couple months. Our goal is really to try to have it in stock in at least 1 or 2 online venues for about 2 months. That's kind of our goal. We bottle the barrel strength every 4 months, so 3 times a year. So we try to have it in stock, you know, at least that kind of 8 to 10 week window if we can help it. We're also trying to get it out to all the states. So,
and Marty, I see you in the chat. Marty, if you have any links you want to drop to direct buys for Sealbox, please do, for folks that are looking, or for Bourbon Outfitter. If anybody that's a mod, you want to drop those in, please do, just to help these folks find it. But also, when we post this video later, Jonathan, I'll post some links in the description directly to go buy some KLuke. How's that sound?
Sounds good. I appreciate all the love and continue to support the brand.
No problem. Appreciate you being here. So let's do batch 12, Jonathan. Let's get into batch 12. I've just cracked it. I love it. Talk to us about your notes and tell us, for those of us that are lucky enough to have batch 12, like what's this all about?
So kind of back to just a little bit in general of my goal behind the blending. So, everyone thought we would do just tons of single barrels because that's what I was known for in my store. And I'm like, well, let's make our life more difficult. Let's focus on blending, right? So really my goal was a chef's approach. I never had any interest in distilling, nor do I now. I jokingly tell people, if somebody gives $20 million, I'm just going to retire. I'm not going to go start a distillery. And that's about what it would take to have a small operation, but in all seriousness, people always ask, what's my favorite bourbon? Obviously, you could see the whole rest of my surroundings, bourbon everywhere in my room here. But the one like limited release bourbon I always gotten for myself the past decade plus now has been Four Roses Small Batch LE. And what I always loved about that bourbon, it was always the one bottle I got for myself every year on the holidays, was a combination of different yeast strains, mash bills, ages, all blended together to be this just beautifully balanced, layered bourbon. And that's my goal behind every KLuke release. Do the same thing. Take a chef's approach. Don't raise the cattle or grow the produce, but go out and find it from the very best, farmers and providers all over the country. Bring it back, go through, and then blend it together to have this beautifully balanced glass of whiskey or dish. And that's the goal behind everything we do.
Jonathan, I understand from what I read, and you tell me if I'm wrong or right on this, but right or wrong, is this KLuke Batch 12, you used 8 different distilleries?
So we source from 8 different distilleries. So typically the barrel strengths have about a half a dozen different distillery mash bill combinations in there. And I think that's part of what makes KLuke so special too, is you get a lot of layers of complexity. Everyone that tastes our whiskey goes, I can't place what the distilleries are. Well, that's the whole idea, right? We don't want you to be able to pick it apart and say, oh yeah, clearly, there's turkey or MGP or, whatever, or bean or whatever, because a specific profile and it's so heavy in the blend. My goal is to make it harmonious and very balanced. And something else I think is really important, even though I create all the blends, my wife and I do all the blind tastings equally. So then you also get male and female palate. Every now and then you'll see her like some of the bigger events that I do. She did not come to the Bruzel one, which it was a busy day out there for me with 30 people, 6 hours.
You were on your own, brother.
Yeah.
Normally, she'll try to come with me. And she tells me all the time, she's like, I can't describe it as well as him, but I know what I like. And she has no problem letting me know what she likes or dislikes in the blend. She's like, hey, this is too dusty or it's too spicy or where's the vibrancy? So again, I think as both of us go through it and our say is equal, it really helps me find that finesse and layered balance to each blend.
That's awesome.
So Candace wants to know, what's your favorite release so far? Is it your most recent or is it,
it's his baby?
It is such a hard question.
Favorite child, Jonathan? Like,
I tell people that's like asking which one of the kids I like more. And if you ask my kids, they'll tell you clearly it was Lucas because Kelvin only got the K.
I know.
You hear me in the other room, but
yeah,
it all depends on the day.
On the name.
Yeah. But it really depends on the day. Some of the batches are softer, right? Like 3 and 7, a little bit lower in proof, a little bit more fruit forward. These later batches have got a lot of big richness, caramel toffee. You get it in 12, 14 both. 4 was cherry heavy. 1 and 2, I think, were more spice driven. But it's really trying to. I tell people all the time, if we got together, say 15 of us in a room, and we tasted, batch 1 through 14 blind, we all ranked them, and we did it again the next 2 days, I guarantee none of us picked the same order.
Yeah, that's so true.
I love this batch 12 because I get like this toffee note on it. It's like a rich toffee, and it's, it leans into the sweetness, which that's, I got a sweet tooth. I do. And it's a very balanced whiskey. It's very connected. It just on the nose, it almost smells old. Like it has like this older oak smell in the nose. And then it gets into this toasted kind of caramel feel, even though it's not a toasted. And then the finish is so perfect. It hits you in the right spot. And then it's got the sweetness that goes for a long time. Like it just stays sweet on the palate for me. That's what I get out of 12. But I'd love for your way more professional opinion on what you think 12 is.
No, I agree with you. 12, it's got like this beautiful, like if you took up some fresh, maybe some like peaches and red fruit and you coated them in sugar and bruleed them. So you kind of get that caramelized fruit profile. I get a ton of that in this 12. And like you said, in the back end, you get some of that kind of leather, toffee, brown sugar richness. There's just some right amount of spice to cut through the sweetness. It's all about that back and forth between spice and sweet. For me, my favorite whiskeys have both that, that fruit, that richness, and then they have that balance of sweet and spicy that kind of lingers across your palate. And to me, that's what draws you in for another sip, right? And the next thing you know, your bottle's mostly empty.
All right, so let's. You want to do 14 next, right?
Yeah, we'll go to 14. So this 14 is the current release. We bottled in November, started hitting shelves, late November, early December. So.
And that was the one I dropped in the chat that's still available on Sealbox.
Yeah, Sealbox, they don't have a whole lot left, maybe 20 something bottles, maybe less than that now. Bourbon Outfitter has same thing, 20-ish bottles of batch 12 left.
Oh, cool. Okay.
For those of you that are in Houston, they do have a ton of the 14 at Specs. They also have a couple of cases, I know for sure, at my local spot in Pearland Liquor Zone. So I know you can go get batch 14 right now here local. Jonathan, we have quite a few folks from Houston watching, so I just want to make sure they know too. The Houston market, we love our whiskey, man.
We were a little pressed to get it out to Specs time for the drop. We just got it there in time between the single barrels and the batch, just logistically trying to line all that up with their schedule. They had a lot going on. But we're excited to finally be in Texas. We've had people asking us, basically since we bottled the first stuff, in June of 22, and we basically had people asking since then. And Specs reached out numerous times the past couple of years trying to get us there. And finally, I told them, I said, okay, look, guys, we can get you some product, but I can't tell you, how much we can get to you. And they're like, sure, we'll take 1,000 cases. I'm like, yeah, we only produce like 250, 300. Yeah, that'll work for an open order. Yeah, we can't do that either. So they've been a great partner for us, though, getting us going in Texas there. And so, yeah, right now you can probably find it. I know the first one, the 12 came out, they went through most of that pretty quick over there, but we just got them the 14. Right before the drop, we were there. So
that's awesome. And before we jump into the 14, Garm, the Fierce had a question, so he says here, what do you face as an NDP, which I think it's a great question versus traditional, but I might also kind of add this too as well, Jonathan, where it's like people who may not have the amount of knowledge of whiskey that are in this chat and watching this right now that go into a store, they see your label, and then they see a bunch of other labels that are NDPs that just put the juice in another bottle. How do you is that one of the reasons why you're preaching the gospel out here about what you're doing, and is that part of it? Like, how do you face that?
Well, one, I just love talking about whiskey. I can sit talking about whiskey all day, every day. But
hell yeah.
I think it comes down to you have to trust the producer, and you really, if you can shop in a store where you can get to meet the people there, whether it's the owner, the buyer, the manager, and just talking about whiskey, kind of find out what do they like, what do you guys have similar taste. That was always my goal when you came to my store. Whether you wanted to buy a $10 bottle or a $1,000 bottle, it was all the same to me. My goal was to help you find the best possible wine or whiskey, whatever price point, style you're looking for. Now, the hard part is a lot of people don't necessarily know the style of what they're looking for, right? People come in and they're like, well, I don't really know if I can describe. So well, give me a couple brands that you like. Give me 3 of your favorite products. Give me 3 things that didn't speak to you and why, if you can tell me why. And then we can kind of guide you from there. Yeah. And I tell people, it doesn't matter what any critic tells you, what the price point is. You just really have to find someone you can try and trust a little bit locally and get you guided. If you have great whiskey bars, you can do flight side by side. That's always one of my recommendations. If you can try things side by side, like if you can put, KLuke batch 14 against maybe like Stag Junior and Booker's, a few things like in that wheelhouse are kind of similar to what we're doing. And then try them yourself and see what you think, and take your time, go back and forth between them, have some order in between, and kind of set your palate and just go on your own journey and kind of figure it out. But I understand the shelves are very full. I have a whole cabinet of stuff myself over here to my left that I pay between $100 and $300 a bottle that we just run in blind tastings because we want ours to stand up to the best whiskey out there.
We don't have problems with buying too many bottles at all. Just look above Mac's head where the whole cabinet full of Jay West Reveries is about to fall.
And there's another prime example, right? Jay has got a great palate. He's been doing this a long time. Yep. When you buy a bottle of his whiskey, it's something you can trust, and he's going to stand behind it, right? Jay, again, is never going to just say, hey, let's just throw whiskey into a bottle. One of the things about the smaller guys, all of us, well, I can't speak to everybody, but I know for me, we don't have a certain number that we're trying to hit, right? Like a certain case volume. And if there's certain things, if I'm just not ready or I need more time, we just don't bottle it. We just wait. It's not, the big guys, they might have a number they've got to hit, right? They got to hit, and it's a big number. It's hundreds of thousands of cases of so-and-so age. Without getting into the brands, one day I was with Drew at Willett and we were tasting some barrels of, pre-Willett distillate stuff. And I told him this barrel, I said, Drew, this is outstanding. Why is this so much better than most products I've had from the parent company, even though he wouldn't tell me it was, but I was, 99% sure I knew it was. And he told me, he said, because, for us here at Willett, he goes, we bottle it when it's ready. He goes, I don't care if it's 9 years, 12 years, 15, 20 years, it makes no difference. And I think that's really the difference. If you can find a small quality producer that believes in what they're doing. I tell people all the time, for us with KLuke, it's only my wife and I. We've taken no outside money, no investors, because I don't want any influence on blending the best possible whiskey for you guys. I don't want someone to tell me like, hey, why would you only do 10 barrels when clearly you could sell 20? Because I'm going to blend what I'm comfortable with and make sure it's something that is always to that same high standard that we set for our products. And if you believe in us and you come along for the ride and it speaks to you, then we're happy to have you as part of the journey. And if it doesn't speak to you, that's fine too. Again, you have to find what.
I tell you, Jonathan. So our band of whiskey nerds that we hang out with, I feel like I was late to the party on finding your expressions, but there's so many people that are just now getting into it too, because whiskey's meant to be fun, and part of the fun is like experiencing new things, searching out new brands you really love. And I think the thing about you and what you're doing is you're really putting the work behind it, and it shows. But so batch 14, I've been nosing it and tasting it while you were talking, and it's so similar to 12 to me, except it tastes a little older. It's almost got a little more oak impact, but it's got a lot of the similar profile. But that's what I get. But I want to know what you would say about 14.
Yeah, so for me, I get like German chocolate cake, right? You have like the toasted coconut and dark chocolate, and there's this caramel cream and just this big mouth coating viscosity to it. This is also the first batch where we talked about the age. I tell people all the time, and I'm like, look, for me, the age isn't everything. I'm telling you, I've tasted tons of barrels. I was at distilleries and they were trying to get us to buy stuff 14 to 15 years old. I'm like, where are my 9 and 10-year-old barrels that I want to, I'm used to tasting through, because these are over oaked. And the age just isn't everything. And I know it's hard when you walk into, you look on the shelf and you're like, 115, I don't know the age. Is it just 4 years old like other stuff I've seen, out there, right? And so with batch 14, we finally decided to start talking about the age. So this is a blend of 8 to 12-year-old bourbon, which, 12 is not far off from that. But again, for me, the age isn't the be all end all, but I know it does help people a little bit more at ease. I know it helps out our retail partners a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you just blend all 12, 13, 14-year-old bourbon, like my wife will tell you, it just tastes like old bourbon, right? It's dusty. And she's like, well, where's the fruit? Where's the brightness? Yeah. So it's all about trying to find that balance. And, sometimes you're tasting through it and you might have a 6 or 7-year-old barrel that's just beautiful and bright and candied. And maybe you're working on a blend that's, it's got this great leather and tobacco and caramel toffee. You're like, I need to brighten this up. I need to heighten it. And again, because we have so many different distillers we buy from and so many different products, when I go to my spice cabinet of flavors, I'm like, okay, say we're working on batch 14. I'm like, okay, we need more fruit. And so, but specifically, do we want red fruit? Do we want dark fruit? And then is it more bright? Is it more like baked fruit? Well, I go through all my notes and I go find those barrels, and then we reblend, we retaste. And we just keep going through that process over and over. I mean, it takes us pretty much every bit of. I've been working on batch 15 already, which won't come out until March. We'll bottle in late February.
So something I do have to ask you too, which I think was kind of cool. You skipped 13.
Yeah, so I just felt it was bad luck. We went back and forth on it, and I think we had already made the decision before Bardstown put out their 13. Our kind of the mothership where we do all of our bottling at. But
nice.
I know people are like, "What? We missed 13. You didn't say anything about 13."
I had people messaging me like, "Where can you find 13?" I'm like, "You can't."
I know, and I probably should have put something out there about it, but
you need to make that like an LE with just like like a very minimal amount of barrels. The one thing as you guys are into that is the amount of work. I just actually would like, as you're talking about the notes on this, you kind of briefly touched on it, Jonathan, but you've talked about it with me, but then you've talked about it on another podcast. But for those who haven't heard, like how many things are you tasting? How long are you doing this? Like, just talk about that, because it's serious.
Yeah, I mean, I taste most days of the week because, again, I'm trying to, not only am I working on creating our blends, but I'm also tasting other products out in the market. But as I'm working on our blends, as we start going through our blind tasting, we start to kind of narrow down the window on, okay, we kind of really like, maybe these 3 or 4 batches. And again, it's like, well, what's kind of our competitive set that our consumers are going to drink alongside ours, and other brands that we respect. We run blind tastings against those. And now it's not a matter of good or bad, right? Now it's a matter of layers, complexity, right? Who checks all the boxes on nose, upfront, mid palate, back end? And if that's not KLuke on the new batch I'm working on, I'm like, okay, why? What are we missing? I tell Jennifer what I think's missing. She tells me what she thinks missing. We go back, we reblend, we retaste. And I think that's another really important part of the process, because it's really trying to make sure the whiskey's dialed in. It also makes us taste it over and over again, right? Morning, afternoon, evening, your palate changes. I cook a lot. Anybody who follows us on social media, I cook on my green egg a ton. And there's nights that I'll just maybe have barbecue or something that's acidic, or like chimichurri sauce where it's spicy and it's kind of acidic. And we'll sit down and do a blind tasting, and it's like, you know what, I just can't do it tonight. And one of us will get them to walk away, and the other one will sit and finish, and we'll go back and review the notes, after that. So because we taste so often, we're constantly tasting our batches against, previous batches, against other products. And I think all that really plays into the consistency of what you get behind a KLuke batch. I saw Dave's comment go by too about proof.
Yeah, Dave was asking about what are you thinking on proof?
So, my whole thing with proof, I love 115 plus or minus 5 points. And I've been telling people that since 2014 when I first started picking barrels. Like when I picked Four Roses, it was almost always third tier. Why? They were 112 to 118 proof. That's just my sweet spot. So I don't really blend to proof. We blend to taste. It just naturally, as we're adjusting them by flavor, that proof starts kind of hitting into that sweet spot. And they pretty much have all, very few have gone above the 120, a couple single barrels, which it's kind of that's a different animal for me. But, that's kind of my sweet spot. I know the hazmat's been kind of all the craze. As you can tell from what we do with KLuke, I don't really care like what the most modern or trendy thing is. Just like you kind of saw Amberana. I blend.
How do you feel about Amberana, Matt?
What we enjoy,
Yeah, I'm glad. I hope there's no. Sorry, I assume you don't have an Amberana finished. Okay, great.
No, Max. Okay.
And here's my problem with it. It's just polarizing, right? And you can do it well. When I picked a Starlight cigar batch, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But it took me forever to find the right one of those guys, because they were so dialed in what I was looking for. When they offered me to do one, I told him, I said, Christian, I appreciate it, but it's not for me. And he just kind of laughed. And I said, it's just, he's like, what have you had? And I had it in my phone, all the ones I tried. And he said, all those are pretty extracted in the Amberana, right? There are a lot of Amberana finish on those. And he goes, you're a wine guy. It makes sense. You want more refined, because he's a wine guy too. And, kind of more refined. So then we did some second fill barrels, and then I said, it's good, but it's not great. Then we did third fill barrels. And for me, like that was a much more balanced, shorter time period, and a third fill barrel where you got more subtle tones of that.
15 minutes.
Kind of a place for everything.
There is the story of when Tim and I, who's in the chat, went to Nulu and walked in, and this was one of my proudest moments. I just have to say this, but I walked in and into their barrel house or barrel room. They probably had 100, 200 barrels in there. And I was like, do you have Amberana? And he's like, we have one Amberana barrel up here in the top corner. It's one of those things that is very polarizing. And I know some people really, really like that.
The love hate. Yeah. There's no in between.
Yeah. Yeah. Jonathan, so I will tell you on batch 14, I just cracked it last night at the urging. We were doing a blind with some friends, and I was saving it to crack it on the show. And they're like, just crack it. And so I did. And man, as that thing has rested overnight, my palate is much more fresh today. I picked your batch 12 as my small blend, as my small batch blend of the year last year. You were my whiskey of the year for small batch blend.
Cheers to that.
Just because I haven't tried 14. I think 14 has a little bit more complexity. I get on 14, I just got a note that I really love, which is like a roasted hazelnut on 14. Which I didn't get on 12. 12 was all sweet. It was great. 14's got a little bit darker oak with some hazelnut. I don't know. That's just what I'm getting.
Yeah, it's got this just beautiful, dark, rich deepness to it. I had some Four Roselli 2015 the other day, and again, that kind of has that big kind of like you said, that kind of roasted nut, toffee, caramel profile. And I'm really proud of the way 14. And again, I love 12 also. They're a little bit different in style. Like you said, 12 got a little bit more of that kind of brightness to it. And then it kind of comes around in the darker notes in the back end. I think 14 right up front, you get that caramel toffee, that kind of butter brown sugar. I mean, it is there from nose all the way through the finish. You get that big decadent.
So what are we doing next? What do you want to do next, Jonathan? Let's keep moving.
So I know proof wise it doesn't really kind of go along, but next we'll do that. We'll do the single barrel. We'll do the
single barrel. Okay, barrel. I've got barrel 88.
I don't have that one
yet. I
yet.
think we were going to talk about 89 because we're giving that one away. But either one.
I've got 88 here in my glass, but
okay, cool. I'll pour 88.
I got that one too here.
So I was talking to some of the local Houston guys. I've got a shout out to my local Houston-based biller guys. We canvass the whole city and try to find out where good whiskey is, and apparently they still have some of the barrels 88 and 89 out at different like there was one guy that was down in Victoria, and so we're gonna find out where they all are, because man, when I cracked the 88 it was fantastic, but I know that they had two different barrels, and you texted me during the drop and gave me some notes. So I'm literally, Jonathan, I'm in line at the specs drop, walking up and down with my friends, showing them like, this is what Jonathan just said, and kind of feeling like a dick, like I'm name dropping, but also I just think I'm a nobody. There's no reason for you to respond to my text and give me notes while I'm in line, except that I really love whiskey. And so I just want to say thank you for doing that. That was so cool for you to give me notes like that before I'm going in to buy it. And I just like the access to, for me to have that level of access to somebody like you, it just doesn't make sense, but thank you.
Yeah. Oh man, I told you, I'm just another guy who loves whiskey just like you guys. So if you do happen to find some of those bottles out there, I got a few friends in the chat that are looking for them desperately. So if you
yeah, send me a text afterwards. I know for a fact my guy down in Victoria has some, so we'll get him.
Your co-host also. Anyway.
Yeah. Too thirsty over there.
I know.
We'll make this happen.
I'm over here with my 2 tin barrels, which I want to get to at some. Anyway, you guys, let's talk about the single barrel.
We'll get there. We're going to do the single barrel next.
All right.
So talk about the notes you had on 88, Jonathan.
Yeah, so first I was really excited to be able to get them some great barrels over to Texas. Again, Specs has been awesome. They've been trying to get us there forever, and I really wanted to make sure that the people that were going there to the drops had a chance to really get something special. I was excited we got batch 14 out there in the stores. There's a little bit of PX sherry finished Spec single barrel we released about a month ago, 6 weeks ago. There's a little bit of that out there still. That's an awesome barrel. But both of these barrels that Specs had come in, they're both just shy of 10 and a half years old. They're both from Indiana. They're both low rye mash bills, but they both have just incredible depth, complexity. And, if you guys, anybody's been following us for a long time, we haven't done a whole lot of the blue label single barrels. No. Again, KLuke is really about blending. But we've done a few of these. Fred picked a few for the Super Bowl event earlier this year, and we've done a few others here and there. But I think these two barrels are really something special. If we see if let's do it in a blue label, even if we're letting somebody pick it, that's me going through and hand selecting all those barrels first. That I think just are different expressions that show differently, and then let people pick through those. So they're all something really special.
So just answer this real quick: are the single barrel program that you're releasing? Are you curating that yourself, or how does that work? Like, how do you get to that specific barrel? Are you bringing it from Indiana to somewhere like physically, and you're kind of watching it and babysitting it, or is it just out in your journey? Because one thing I have learned about blending is there are certain barrels that should never go in a blend. They're just that special. Is that what you're doing? Are you like finding that barrel and going, that one's really special, that's not going? Like, how do you get to this? Is the question.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I'm going through and rating barrels, as we're buying them, as I'm tasting through them, it's really about finding something that really stands out, right? It's really got to be something special and something that's okay, this really stands alone. But then the problem is, as I'm working on blends and I'm thinking, man, this blend really needs something. I'm like, I remember that barrel I tasted, last month had those notes. So then you start getting into wanting to blend them into the batches, right? Because for us, the silver label flagship, 12, 14, like that's our baby. Like that's really what the brand is all about. So it's really hard to not want to blend those great single barrels just into the batches and most of them end up going into the batches, right? Because I'm like, I just need a certain flavor profile, and I end up just pulling them, even though I earmark them as I'm going through them. So we actually released that single. It's really something special, and it's really hard for me not to. Even both of these barrels, there were times I was like, man, I really could go for.
You had to keep your hands off of them from putting them into a blend.
Yeah, so it's all earmarked in my handwritten notes, for where I think it needs to fall. Or I also, as I rate barrels, I'm like, you know what, I think this would go really well with, maybe a more fruit-driven finish, or maybe something, because maybe it's a real spicy bourbon. I'm like, I think this needs something to offset it. So I write all that stuff down in my notes. I'm going also. So as I'm going back through looking for things, I'm like, okay, well, here's kind of what I earmarked for these type of things. Like, hey, maybe these would go well in something. You got Pinot de Charente, right? Madeira, fruit-driven barrels. And you'll see some more blue labels coming out. We take a lot of people give me a lot of hard time about there's never enough of these out there. We released a couple 15 years when we first came to market, and some different ones here and there, but. Yeah, if you find one, they're as a single barrel, right? You're only going to get 180 bottles, give or take, and they are.
And I think that was funny too at Specs, right? Like you've got people that are just there for the Sazerac stuff. That's the only reason they're there, and they may or may not be, selling on secondary or whatever. Which if they want to do that, that's cool. Like I don't judge people, whatever. But
I do.
But you had people going by, passing up the KLuke single barrel, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you have no clue what you're missing, brother. Like you have no clue. But I was like also okay with it, because I'm like, that means I think the people that buy it are the ones that really love whiskey. And my friend Matthew, who was with me at the drop, he said he thinks all the single barrels sold out at the big drop, but they may have been scattered out to various stores across Houston. So we'll be on the hunt for you, Jonathan. I've got a pretty good network of friends here that we'll find some. But
we'll find good homes for all of them for sure. And I've had a ton of people from Houston, from Dallas reach out that were able to get them and just wrote me how much they appreciated it. A lot of people, it was their first KLuke they tried, and then several people picked up batch 14 to go with it. So it's been some really awesome feedback since the big drop up there, and just hearing what people think about the brand. And again, we're pretty new in Texas, so
talk specific notes about 88 for me.
So, again, this 88, it's just, I know the proof is lower, right? People are like, oh, it 105.4, but it's just got this like brown butter and decadence to it, and just coats your palate with this just creamy profile.
I need it.
Hey, Mac, how are you liking 88?
I'm loving it. I wish I had it.
He said his is a little thin. But I think this is a really good example that you don't have to have high proof to have big flavor.
No. And that's the thing for me. I'm not a proof seeker. Like will I drink high proof stuff? Yeah. But that's why this is really, really great to me, because I like that range. Like I like that 107, like right around there. And this is just, I get tons of that brown sugar that you were talking about, and it's like that note that I love so much, which is like leans into a butterscotch. So it leans into a butterscotch, like that butterscotch pudding kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean that just big creamy mouth coating feel, and then again there that spice is kind of dancing across the tip of your tongue, comes across the middle of the palate, and then like I said, the next thing you know, your glass is empty, and you're like, oh, I'm not really sure what happened here.
It is a crushable
and then your
bottle.
bottle's halfway empty, and you can't figure out how to get back in your house, and
we're gonna get Mac one of these.
I just know Hack's gonna make a short where you guys are talking about this. He's gonna zoom in on my face. All right, I can see it already.
You know what's coming, baby.
See the disappointment. Gosh, kind of friend.
That one's fantastic. It is So I'm not gonna crack 89 because I got to give it away. But how would you compare 89, the one that we're giving away tonight?
I can't believe you're giving this away.
I know, and I don't even have. I mean, this is what we do.
Look, there's someone to take it right there.
This is what we do.
This is what we do. Anyway,
so barrel 20189 coming a little higher in proof, 108.6. So again, I'm not really sure exactly. I don't really know how they divided everything up in specs. Kind of what went where. But for me, what stood out in this barrel when I tasted this reminded me of like an old, like a bourbon from 25 years ago plus. It kind of has some of that, like that, just that antique wood and, just this the leather notes to it. It's got some of that dusty spice, and again, it still has some creaminess to it. I don't know if I'd give that bottle away.
I'm about to
I
enter
know
the
that you
super
said
chat.
you said it.
Can I enter the super chat too?
Yeah, I know what I was about to say. Which
Put Jonathan in for the super chat.
So, John, that you said these were you gave the source away for these, right? You said Indiana. Did you say Indiana?
That's kind of
okay.
Yeah.
So, but I think like if I'm thinking of the right one, they're having some awesome lower proof releases that I've loved. Like, and I think you're so right about like that proof level where you can still have that viscosity and you can have that full flavor from that low like cast strength proof. I just love that stuff.
And I think that really comes back to just taking the time, tasting through the barrels, and not just throwing something into a blend or finish, but really, really taking the time to really try to dissect the barrel and the flavor profile, and really find what's special about it, what's unique. And again, every barrel is different. If they were all the same, none of us here talk about the nuances of whiskey, right? So I think that's the really special thing, and when that first trip in 2014, when you taste them side by side. It's like, wow, this is really special when you taste barrels side by side.
Yep. That's awesome.
Marty, to that question, sometimes I taste barrels and I'm like, I think I'm just going to keep this one for me and my friends to drink.
That's awesome.
No, it's really hard. I mean, again, there's so many fun, great barrels that I taste. It's like, but then, again, what do? Do you release a single barrel, or, do you use it to heighten a note you need in the blend? It is a tough balancing act. That's why I have so much respect for someone like, Nancy Fraley, what she's doing, right? I mean, you look at what Dave Pickerel was doing. I mean,
hey, time out. I just want you to know, the first time Nancy Fraley was mentioned on the show, it wasn't me, Mac.
It's true. You did not mention her name first. Jonathan did. That's noted. Okay. Please continue. That's an ongoing thing with us.
I'm
Jonathan.
a bit of a fanboy. Yeah. I'm a bit.
Sorry.
So,
but again, I think she has an unbelievable understanding of how whiskeys, how to properly blend them together to make it a heightened experience, right? I mean, that's my lifelong goal of what we're trying to do here at KLuke as well, is really try to find that beautiful balance. And again, it's not easy. When I was studying like to be the first level of sommelier certification, quartermaster sommeliers, they used to make us go to the grocery store and smell all the produce, right? Smell all the spices and seasonings, because everything is memory recall. And if you've never had, lychee fruit, how do you possibly describe that? And I'll never forget, we're sitting down and we're tasting this Gewürztraminer, and Sam was like, yeah, there's a lot of lychee. I'm thinking, wow, I've never had a lychee. So he went and got lychees for us, from the chef, and we tasted them, right? Because if you can't taste it and understand, and everybody has a different interpretation too of taste and aromatics. Like I always tell people, you talk about minerality, mostly in wine. And people are like, well, what does that mean? It's okay. Well, minerality is like, if you're playing miniature golf down here, I live down in South where it's super hot during the summer, right? And the water's running over the cave and you smell like that wet stone, that mineral note. Like to me, that's minerality in wine.
Yeah.
Old German Riesling. I saw the question too about the labels. I'll answer that too if you want. It's all about a time and a place and a memory, right? It may just be the group of people you're spending time with, and a cigar you smoked, or the food you ate, or just the experience overall. So,
I pulled up the different colors here for Sean just so that we can kind of, and I don't have one of the orange ones, and I should, but I don't yet.
So I'll think quickly through it. So silver label, batch 12 and 14 we had tonight. That's our flagship. That's our small batch barrel strength. So 12 is what's available on Bourbon Outfitter, 14 on Sealbox. And then kind of from there, kind of like the next tier in the flagship would be, that is Kelvin Toasted Barrel Bourbon. So that's toasted bourbon. Those are typically finished, 2 to 3 months, somewhere in that window. Batch 4 was 10 weeks. Batch 3 was 3 months. The green label, that's our Kelvin Toasted Barrel Rye. So our batch 5 rye, actually, we just won Rye of the Year in New York World Spirits Competition. But we actually, once we dump out our Kelvin Toasted Bourbon, we take those one-time used barrels and we age our rye in there. I wanted the toasted barrel just be an accent note, not overwhelm the whiskey. So I've been very fortunate to work with Kelvin. Start with batch 3 on toasted bourbon, and that's our partner on toasted barrels. And I have toasted barrels to our specifications. Blue label, which again, very few of those out there. Those are single barrels. So that's a straight single barrel, just one distillery, one barrel, no finishes, nothing done to it, just straight barrel. We also, if you guys saw, there was TTB label approval about 6 months ago. We're going to have a straight rye coming out.
Yes.
Something you guys probably haven't seen. We haven't had it on the market the last 2 years. Somewhere.
Oh, what's
We
this?
we were doing a 100 proof small batch bourbon also, which we're planning to reintroduce hopefully in March if I finish it.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
That's a 100 proof small batch. It only made it out to a couple states, and then as the barrel strength demand grew, I just didn't have enough time to keep doing both. But we're planning to re-bring that back out. So still non-chill filter, just like the barrel strength, bottled at 100 proof. I tell people that's my bourbon to drink when I'm cooking on my green egg outside and not get myself in trouble so we can get through dinner. Something's got the mouthfeel and body, but a lower proof, but not lacking any flavor at all. But hopefully in March we'll have that one back out in the market.
Top Jimmy coming in hot with $50 ready to get in there. Thank you, Toby. Toby's a good friend and part of this group that we're working on doing some cool picks and stuff. So I hope that we get to do a barrel pick with you at some point, Jonathan, like down the road. But thank you, Toby, for jumping in. Hey, what's next? Are we gonna do
to the next part of that conversation? So let's do Kelvin toasted single barrel. So these kind of maroon labels, these are secondary cask finished single barrel bottles. And then we also have, which we're not tasting tonight live on the stream, but we also do a rye in that label as well.
Yes. So I did have a question about that because I have a wine. I'm a wine guy too, and so I have a question. But maybe I don't know, Hack, if what our plan is, but it's like maybe we can
I told him only 30-40 minutes. We're going long, but if he's cool with staying longer.
Yeah.
Are you cool, Jonathan?
Sure, absolutely.
I just have one more question after
more
this.
whiskey drink.
I do too. So
okay.
Sorry we're taking so long.
But yeah, let's get into toasted.
So I've got the 21090, but mine's almost gone. So I'm actually drinking, in my glass is actually the Specs Kelvin Toasted Barrel, which is the new release, which we just dropped in Texas also. Was part of the big bourbon.
Can I just say something, Jonathan? I was so pissed off that they put that on the final table. Like I was so mad about that. And then after the drop, they went back and they put it, like you could have bought it afterwards. But I not to, say that your whiskey is not great or anything, but it's like they're making you pick between your toasted and a Beacon or a Russell 15. I'm like, come on, man, that's just
wow.
So when I circled back through, it was still on the special table, but later this week they've moved them out where you can buy them. But anyway, that's just me ranting for a minute. But
yeah, I mean, I had no say in that part of it, but
I know.
These Kelvin toasted single barrels, this is kind of our version of a double oaked, right? And whether you got the 21090, whether you go grab one of the ones over at Specs. So basically, again, when we dumped out our medium toast Kelvin toasted barrels for the bourbon, we immediately laid down another custom small batch in those one-time use toasted barrels. But instead of going, 10, 12 weeks, we went 7-8 months. So this is kind of our version of a double oak, but I didn't want to use a fresh barrel because when you go, it's so hard for me double oak. Some of them I absolutely love, and then sometimes they get so fatty and oak heavy, you lose all the more beautiful, delicate nuances. And I think using these one-time used Kelvin barrels, but going, almost 3 times the age of our standard toasted product, gives you this beautiful complexity and richness.
Wow.
And
that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
You just said that because I've had friends that do not like toasteds,
exactly,
and I've let them try this, or they bought one and they're like, "That's a mate." So now that makes total sense.
And that's the difference between something you pick up on the shelf where someone threw something in something toasted. I mean, that level of knowledge that I think you bring, Jonathan, is just that's what I'm tasting here.
And again, we also. We finish these in Kelvin barrels, but I actually, as I'm going through working on the blends, I take some of those Kelvin staves and finish the bourbon with them because I'm really trying to, everything we do, I'm trying to envision like the final product. What does that look like, right? Whether it's 2 months, 3 months, 8 months, a year, 18 months, like the Keenan went. It's all about how do we get there? And, I've had a lot of times products are finishing something. And I feel like maybe sometimes the product's just kind of thrown in the barrel. It's a hope and a prayer afterward. We intentionally blend the core whiskey knowing how it's going to be secondary finished. So like these were 4-barrel blends of bourbon finished in 3 Kelvin barrels that went on to become single barrels. When you taste through them, they were different. I mean, on both sets, the guys got taste through all of them will tell you there's a pretty good difference between them. And again, you know, if we're going to do single barrel outside a little bit we do with the blue labels, if we're going to do something like these cast finished single barrels, we still wanted to have that KLuke identity where you had this multi-layered whiskey experience going into that secondary barrel.
And with this so this is and shout out to 1090. If for those, most people on here are already following them. If you're not, you should follow 1090. And this pick, you know, that of yours, you know, you're right. It is a creaminess that I do not typically get on other toasted finishes.
I think what it did using these one-time used barrels for that, you know, again, around 8 months, it gives you more like that, like you kind of serve that butterscotch pudding in the other, you know, in batch 14.
Yeah.
You get this like beautiful, creamy. I was reading Marty's comment there, you know, but again, and the same thing, you get that in the toasted bourbons, but it's more heightened. Where I think in these it's a little more delicate.
Yes,
it's a little bit more refined. But everything I look at for a secondary barrel, it's like going back to the food thing, right? If you have a beautiful fresh cut of fish or steak right from a specific farm, or somebody just caught fish this morning, you don't want to just cover it with a sauce that overwhelms it, right? You want the sauce to highlight that core, you know, main part of the entree. And that's the way I look at it. That secondary barrel should just complement that beautiful base whiskey.
That's awesome.
That's a great way of explaining that.
So, Hack, should I ask the wine question now and then we finish this, or did you have one?
Yeah. You go ahead. Sure.
So I love wine. And I think one of the things that you and what this just proved and how you're talking about toasted, which just blew my mind, and I haven't thought about this, is level of tannins. That must be something you really think about from your wine background to the whiskey background, to then picking barrels to finish your whiskey in, which I've seen everything from, I think like Pinot de Charance was one that's out there, which is, I think I've only seen, like, that's crazy. You've got this Sauternes, you know. Can you talk a little bit about the whiskey and the wine, and how, like, is that like your loves coming together? Like, I don't know, I'm just assuming that, but tannins and then wine, and how does that play?
Yeah, so, you know, talk about tannins and wines. I'm a big fan of cellared wine, right? Wine that's got some time, let it sit in the bottle, let those tannins soften up, right? Let the acidity kind of come in check. And it just takes time. So I'm very sensitive to the tannins and the acidity and all those things in whiskey as well. And again, I think that comes down to trying to find the right balance, the right core whiskey, the right amount of time. When we released this Kenyan single barrel, which is the first finished product outside the Kelvins that we did, the first wine finish. Yes. Michael Keenan's a good friend. We've been friends for, I don't know, 14 years now. And if you read the back label, it says 6-ish months. Because I really had no idea, right? So when we to create this first product, which I don't know about Keenan's outside in the cellar, but this cream color, the reserve on the corner, like that's his family's history for the past 50 years.
Wow. So
he let me use everything, the name, the logo. And then I got thinking, well, if I screw this up, it's not only, my family, it's also Michael's family now for 50 years.
A little bit of pressure.
Right. So, and he's a super nice guy. He loves wine, loves whiskey, loves cigars. We have a great time every time we hang out. But when I was creating these blends, I made about a dozen base blends. We opened up all the cab, put a splash in each one, let them oxidize. We waited, a couple weeks, a month, and then we started going through and tasting, and it's like, okay, this is kind of what I think it's going to be like. Again, 6-ish months down the road, I really don't know how much time we're going to need. And that's the kind of level of thought we put into these finishes. And the same thing with all these other finishes. Like here in a minute, we're going to get into this, Madeira cast finish that Zach picked out at Bourbon Kingdom.
Awesome. So excited about this.
Yep.
And you mentioned like Pinot de Charance, Sauternes, Madeira, all these different cast finishes. So basically what I did is the past 12 years, crazy, unique, fun finishes I had from all different distilleries that really stood out to me. Well, I went out and found those barrels to lay down KLuke in to be our single barrel program. And the same thing. Now we use the same base whiskey for a round. So the fall selection, it was all the same base whiskey in all the barrels. But what I do is I create a bunch of different blends. And then, again, we have I feel like it's unlimited wine and whiskey here at my house. So I opened up, Madeira and port and, cognac, Armagnac, and blended into these different blends. And then Jennifer and I blind tasted through to find the right base whiskey. the best complement of all those different secondary finishes that we're laying down.
You could, if you need any extra whiskey, just come to Mac's house and just get it off the floor. Like he's
I got a few out here.
I think all of us love whiskey have some floor whiskey.
Well, but I know we are at here, you know, we're taking a lot of your time. I did you want to finish with that Madeira?
We're gonna finish with the Madeira, but also
Nice.
here's something I want to say as we transition from this wine talk into and this is my oversimplistic, like just me being simple. Like in general, I think finishes on bourbons are not as good as finishes on ryes. However, you break the mold because I love your bourbon finish stuff. And so there's a lot of times where I'll get like, and this is my next, like where I'm at in my KLuke journey is I'm going to get into the ryes next, you know, like that's where I'm going to go. But I'm going to tell you, like a lot of times with the finishes on bourbon, they can almost come across as like overdone, where the whiskey doesn't shine through. And I want the whiskey to shine, and I want the bourbon to be just kind of like you know, we're talking a lot about food tonight. Like if you were like, and you mentioned it, which is perfect. Like if your main dish has a sauce, you want the sauce to be a compliment, not the show.
Yeah.
And I think that is something I'm going to remember that you said tonight, is that like that's what I'm looking for when I'm in a finish, when I'm drinking a finished bourbon or finished rye. I'm looking for the bourbon to be the show and the finish to be a compliment. And you do that wonderfully. But I think where I'm going next is ryes. And I just don't have any yet, but that's going to be my next.
It's incredible.
I know you have right there, Matt.
It's incredible.
And really, that's kind of my take on it too. So there's a couple issues I've had with finished whiskeys, not in a particular brand, but just kind of spectrum across the board. Again, I drink a lot of whiskey too. I think two issues I run into: one, they're over extracted, right, or they're cut to proof. And either one of those things, when you do that, it's going to bring out the finish more, right? It's going to bring out more of whatever that back end note is. So then all of a sudden, it's like now the wine or toast or whatever that product may be is so in your face that again, it's like, was this bourbon, is it rye? Like I don't even know. I can't taste anything on the core product. We also can shift our rye content in our bourbon. You know, we buy barrels anywhere from 10% rye to 36% rye. So I can shift my profile, right? Whether it be age, rye content, anything in the flavor spectrum I need to do to find that beautiful balance between them. We also run all sorts of different variants until we find the perfect complement. Then the next thing you're trying to figure out is time, right? So like the second round of cast finish single barrels we did this year, it was super hot in Kentucky, you know, toward the back end of summer. So we kept waiting because I'm thinking, I'm afraid if we look at that 3-4 month window, they're going to be over extracted. So we kept waiting, trying to make sure we didn't overdo it. Now we can always, when people taste them, be like, yeah, we want to give a little bit more time. We give it a few more weeks, but you can't go the other way, right? Like once something's, once it's in the barrel, and if you can't get it out of there, I mean, I was going to have people come and like taste out of totes. You know, we want to be able people to travel into our barrel picks, taste out of barrels. So it's all about trying to find the timing. And there was a few barrels that we tasted through with all the different people. They just weren't ready. You know, we gave those more time. But again, we can make all those decisions based on solely off flavor profile.
And there's still some of that KLuke rye finish in Sauternes on seal box. I bought one today.
Yeah, they have a little bit left in that Sauterne finish.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to our friend Dusty Dan. He's somebody that I think does the best reviews on YouTube. Like he nails reviews. Like Dusty Dan's reviews, awesome channel, awesome guy. He's got a Sauternes coming too in January. So if if anybody here wants to drop Dusty Dan's Patreon in here, become a part of his Patreon, get in, because he's got a KLuke Sauternes finish coming, and I trust his palate to the nth degree.
Yep.
Not to say the seal box one's not great, but I will tell you there's another one if you miss out on that one coming from Dusty Dan, and I am definitely in on that one.
Now I'll tell you, so I wasn't going to mention what it was, but so I didn't know if they had released it yet or not out there, but so they have a Sauterne finished bourbon coming. So they have the sister to the rye, and it is a super short yield. And hello again, whiskey friends. Those guys will be dropping that here. I'd say probably next weekend it'll go live. So there's a little bit left of the Sauterne finished rye, and then hello again, whiskey friends will be dropping the other one.
It's
in
a
real near future.
Bourbon. Dusty's is a bourbon.
Yeah, and Dusty, he's a big fan of what we do too. You should see. I'm sure he'll be reviewing batch 14 here soon. I know the Keenan. He
cracked it the other night. He cracked it the other night. We were hanging out, and he cracked it the other night, and he's gonna spend some time with it and do a review, Jonathan. But he was digging it, definitely. And that dude has a lockdown palate, like lockdown, like just nails. Anyway,
all those guys too are amazing, right? Jeff, Darrell. I mean, all those guys.
they're really good at what they
really
do.
A fun group of whiskey drinkers there.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. So Madeira finished, or you want to do the Madeira finish, Mac?
So this is
we've taken all of Jonathan's night. So thank you, Jonathan.
I know. I'm so
we
sorry.
gotta wrap this with this question. Thank you.
So this is the Madeira cask finish now. I got here from Zach at Bourbon Kingdom. So again, Zach came up, spent the day with me. We tasted probably, I don't know, he probably tasted 10, 12 barrels. Him in a small group. We had a great time. First time I met him in person. Thank you guys for enjoying what we do. My kids get to eat because you guys believe in me and Jennifer, and you know what our love and passion. So it doesn't go unnoticed for all you guys out there that appreciate KLuke and everything the brand stands for. We put a lot of love behind every batch and every single barrel. So
this Madeira cask has a beautiful nose. Like it's just beautiful.
I just dropped their Bourbon Kingdom in the chat from
awesome.
From our
shout out to Bourbon Kingdom for dropping this, and look, they don't know me from anybody. I just went and grabbed a bottle because I was like wanted it, but
yeah, and this one's getting really low too. There's not a whole lot left, and it's now opened up to anybody can buy it on there. So
is it on? Where is it again? It's on
Bourbon Outfitter.
Bourbon Outfitter.
Okay.
Oh wow, this has a tobacco. Wow. That's really sweet tobacco. That's really cool.
And there's like all this great candy in here too. So anybody who doesn't know what Madeira is, so Madeira is an island off the coast of Portugal. And they say that's what all the forefathers drank when signing the Declaration of Independence was Madeira. So Madeira, during the summer, they kind of closed down the shutters and let it get really warm in there. In the winter, they open them up, let cold air blow across, you materialize the wine, you oxidize it. Basically everything you shouldn't do to regular wine. So Madeira is very caramel, toffee, nutty forward. And I just think it adds to such a cool, like fruity toffee profile to the whiskey. And it just keeps opening up too. Like it just,
it's definitely, it's got so many layers. It's crazy layered. Like it's got the candy and then the fruit and then coffee. And then like this would win blinds for me because when I write a lot of notes on a, that's the one I end up liking the most. This one just does so many different things.
It's got this coffee cake on there.
Yeah. I was definitely getting coffee.
Beautiful, beautiful sweet spot too for this barrel.
And one of the things too, with especially with this rye, with the rye or with, and I put this in the chat, that's still on Bourbon Outfitter. But I think like one of the things too with some of the like port or Madeira finishes, and Jonathan, I'd like to hear from you, where it's like some of that gets drying, right? Like it can really dry out a whiskey, and like I think there's no one better to finish a whiskey in a wine cask than someone that knows wine and whiskey. And I've not, I've had samples of some of the stuff you had, and then with this rye, it's just, you're killing it, man.
Yeah, I said, and there's a little bit left of that Sauterne rye on Sealbox.
Yep.
Brian, who does all the reviews, he tasted it and he was like, "This is unbelievable." And again, it's all about finding that balance and the finesse. I really wanted to be, when people came into single barrels with us, like Zach, right, who's got a great bourbon palate, has been drinking, classic bourbon forever. I really wanted our barrel program to be something a little bit special, a little bit different. And I know people get nervous in the finishes, but again, if you believe in KLuke, you've had some of our stuff. Just rest assured it's not overdone. I think that's the most important thing, no matter what finishes or you see out there. Liquor Barn's got some amazing finishes. They got an Armagnac cask finish, and a couple others up there in Kentucky. But the whole goal is balance and finesse. If there's anything I can stress in this whole podcast, it's really about complementary flavors to the core whiskey, not overdoing it. So,
yes. Well, as we wrap it up with you, I just wanted to ask you something real quick in this. Matt, can I ask one more question? Is that okay?
Oh yeah, you're the boss.
Okay. So one last question, like anything that kind of cool coming in 2026 that like you're kind of excited about, that you're allowed to tell us, like what can we look for you this next year? I mean, those of us, like I'm late to the party, but I think we're going to bring more people to the party. Like what's coming in 26, Jonathan?
Well, like I said, hopefully this first bottle, we have 100 proof ready to go. Really our 100 proof bourbon was really designed for a barrel strength bourbon drinker in mind, having the body, mouthfeel, viscosity, but something to lower proof. So again, I've been picking 4 O's barrels forever back when I had my store, and I used to pick several 100 proof 4 O's barrels a year, and that was kind of my go-to bourbon, right? $50 a bottle, or it's probably less than that when we first started picking them, but $50 a bottle was 100 proof. Nice age, a lot of complexity to it. And really that's our goal on these 100 proof small batch blends. Still non-chill filtered. I'm working on a cigar batch. We're getting there. It's coming for sure. So that's why my cigar batch is back over here.
The people ask, and he's already working on it, y'all. See, that's the man right there.
Well, I flew to Nicaragua 2 years ago, and people were like, "That's it, the cigar batch coming." I'm like, "Well, it is, but I'm really just coming down here to smoke cigars and drink rum for a week." But again, a cigar batch, that is that's a long process to try and put that together and figure out finishes. A group of friends were over here the other night, and I had an old school batch 39 Joseph Agnes cigar batch, and I had tasted some from other people, and I had saved this bottle for my friends where we opened up the tobacconist batch, and it was fantastic, right? It was just so beautifully layered with Armagnac, Cognac, Sherry, and that's what we want to do with ours. I just don't know yet exactly what finishes. Yeah. As you can see now, we've had a chance to lay down KLuke in a variety of finish barrels. Now I've got something to work with on the base whiskey, so I can start kind of figuring out how we're going to do that. My wife tells me not to get carried away with too many different things going on at once. So hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have that ready to go.
Well, listen, friend, I hope you let me call you friend. I just tell you this, like, for you to come on our little small channel, I just want to say thank you.
Means a lot.
Like, you didn't have to respond. You could have, like, when Mac is drunk texting you from Japan, you could have just ignored us.
We didn't even talk about that. But yes, I did drunk text. I mean, what about you? You have a bottle in Shinjuku.
I know. I still got to post that online. That is, it's crazy. And what's crazy is you found that bottle in Japan behind the bar, and I had a guy reach out to me. His name was Luke, that actually had in another Asian country, had a whiskey bar that I know brought back some KLuke from Liquor Barn, some single barrels for his bar. So to see it land in 2 different places, in Singapore and in Japan within a week is wild.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
You're killing it, man.
Well,
but again, I just really appreciate all you guys. We put a ton of love behind every product we do, and I hope everyone really appreciates it. And again, we really appreciate all of you guys enjoy what we do, both on the channels. All the guys we talked about tonight, Marty and Dan, and Zach from Bourbon Kingdom, and Fred Mink's giving us a lot of love, and I mean just all the people out there and all the people at home just enjoy our whiskey. For us, that's the driving force behind every batch. Everything that we do is to build something special for everybody.
I'll tell you this: we've been doing this channel for a while, and tonight we have the most viewers at any one point. We've got 70 viewers in here, and we've never had that many, and so that tells you something, right?
Yeah.
Like, we were, like, I believe in what you're doing. We're behind you.
Yep.
If we can ever do anything to help you, we want to help you, because I believe in what you're doing, and Mac does too, and we're huge fans. And very, very grateful for you coming on, and we've kept you too long, but cheers, Jonathan. Have a good night, and we're so excited to see what you got coming next.
Yeah, I hope we get a chance to get together and drink some whiskey live together this year. And
let's do it.
I feel like we'll run into each other somewhere out on the road at whiskey event. I'm heading to Beaumont this next weekend coming up for the Southeastern Texas.
You're going to the Beaumont event. Okay.
That'll be my next one. And then I've got Birmingham I think in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, somewhere. We got to start picking back and travel here in the next couple of weeks. But for all of you guys that want to know more about the brand, you can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. If you go to our website, you can join up for our newsletters and emails when we do fun things like this. And again, we just appreciate everybody for loving what we do at KLuke. So
I'm just throwing it up right now too, just as if people watch this back or they get to this point in the video and they put up with us this long, but there's a little QR code I threw up here too. If you scan this QR code, it'll take you directly to the KLuke website. You can find out more. You can shop. You can find out what they got coming. And please check out our friend here, Jonathan Mazano, who has been so kind and generous with his time. KLuke is killing it, and we're huge fans. So scan that QR code and go find you some KLuke, man.
Yeah. One last thing, too, we had a lot of people asking. We finally have KLuke merchandise on our website, too. So if you go on there on the shop tab, we've got Glencairn's, Kenzie glasses, hat, shirts. I know you mentioned earlier.
Do you have anything that lights up in neon colors? Because that's Mac's favorite.
I'm gonna need a sign. I'm gonna need a neon sign. John.
Neon sign, huh?
All right. Bowman's already crapped out on me. So
yeah, we need
anyway.
to get like most Bowmans,
But
but yeah.
go. We dropped it there in the chat. So yeah, thanks
Awesome.
so much, Jonathan.
Cheers,
Thank you,
guys.
Jonathan.
Next time.
See you down the road, sir. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Whiskey dreams, buddy. What are you doing over there?
My light fell. It's bad. I bet. Also, we're gonna plummet in viewers right now, but we're still rolling. We got things to do.
Oh, we got things to do. We kept him way longer, but
we did, and that's just how great of a guy he is. He's just
dude. But how much knowledge was I'm literally gonna have to go watch our own show back and listen because he dropped so much knowledge. But it's just amazing what he's doing. Like it's incredible what he's doing.
Yeah, it really is. And you better have an extra single barrel over there for me, or we're gonna have problems. Also, can we keep the QR code up so it covers your face? Just, I think it's better for the stream.
What are you trying to say? Like this face got you 18,000 views.
That's true. That's true.
This face got you 600 subscribers. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Actually, it's not my face. It's just the fact that I act like an idiot.
No,
Marty sent so good. Yeah, images.
So while we still got the giveaway, we also have a couple things we have to crack too, which is like we've still got some things rolling. It's nice that people are still hanging.
Our hashtag one more pour. Are we doing one more pour?
So yeah, I've got actually a story to tell you.
Let's do it.
And then we've got the Silver Grove if we want to do that from Toby, which I'm excited about that. But
blind too. Jake wants us to talk about the blind.
And the blind. We've got a lot. Oh man. So you know what? This is one of the things for all the new viewers. Thank you for joining. And I think most of it's because of Jonathan Mazano, who's awesome. But we also just kind of talk about whiskey randomly and sometimes don't have a plan. And that's kind of what we do. And so I appreciate those still hanging out. We should talk about that blind, but we should also talk about this.
What in the hell is this? King snake.
Is everyone in the chat everyone
in the chat had king snake?
Everyone crack their king snake. But maybe Hack will crack this.
We're gonna follow up the master blender of all time.
Yeah,
Jonathan Mazano, KLuke with king snake.
This
is what we do.
This is what we do, Hack. But I would say let's maybe talk while I pour this. Actually, no, I'm just gonna tell the story.
Marty says, no way, we drink good whiskey. Matthew says Tennessee pass.
So I'm from Tennessee.
Cindy said king snake. That's my nickname for mine.
Oh my god. This is see, this is after dark right now. This is we've hit
after dark.
We've hit after dark. Put the kids to bed.
Yeah. Jeremy says hashtag 2 more pours. Yeah, maybe. Oh, that's
but
so
Heck,
okay.
I have to say
your story. I'm sorry. Get into your
story. I have to say, I was in Tennessee, is where I'm from, and was home for Christmas and visiting my mother and my sister. And I stopped by, like I do, to the normal places, which, by the way, Southern Collective is my place. I love Southern Collective. I love Nashville Barrel. But I found this little place called Tennessee Legend Distillery. Okay. And they're from Sevierville, which is East Tennessee.
Okay.
And they had a little stall, Marathon Music Works, was just like this place. And I was really excited because guess what? I like to find local new stuff, right? And it's not all about tater bottles for me, Dave Vogelsang.
Hear that, Dave?
It is about finding new distillate from upcoming distilleries and supporting them. Oh, and Bourbon Kingdom, we should probably thank you.
Yeah. No, look, I hit him up from random, said, "Hey, I bought your bottle." Thank you so much for being here in the chat tonight and understand the early mornings. But have a good night and love that Madeira cask pick you guys did. It was incredible. And thank you for being here.
So yeah, thank you. I've been watching Bourbon Kingdom for a while, so a big fan. And as our viewers plummet as I talk about King Snake Hack, 10-year Look at that 10-year anniversary, Tennessee distillate. Never heard of them. You know, you think about Tennessee, you think about Jack Daniels, you think about Old Dominic, right? You think about like that's what you're thinking. You know, Dickel, right? So hey, they've got 10-year distillate. So I go up there, I go up to them, I'm like, hey, can I try this? But there's a ton of moonshine on the wall, like different flavors of moonshine.
Yeah.
And I was, I don't really want to do that. It was also 10 a.m. And I saw like they had a cast strength pick, and I pulled up and it said 162 proof.
Ooh.
Well, I asked, so I brought the bottle up and they said, oh, they marked it wrong. It's 126 proof.
Dyslexia.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Kings,
dyslexia.
Kings and Old Glory. Thank you, Marty. Old Glory. I've got some Old Glory right here. And so like I went to, so I said, well, 10-year. And then so I was like, it's cast strength and it's 126. It's not 162. I got really excited. And they poured it for me and I was like, oh, this is good. And then they're like, oh, actually it's 7 years. It's not it's a 10-year anniversary, but it's 7-year distillate. And I was like, 7-year distillate from Tennessee? And I was like, really? And so I tried it and I'm going to try it right now. It's first crack. It's good. It's got a nice, like traditional sort of
So
like.
you're telling me you like king snake?
Well, I get home and I look a little closer at this label. Can you see what this label says?
MGP slut, baby.
I'm assuming, and I don't want to put them on blast because like they're super nice people. I think that maybe the person that was working just did not fully reveal, but I bought some expensive 7-year MGP. That's
not shocking at all.
But it's good.
The shocking thing I've heard today.
So that's my King Snake story. It's really good. It's really good, and it's 7-year Indiana sourced.
Well, keep the King Snake in your pants, but just
anyway, thanks for letting me tell this story. Hack is probably like, why are you telling this story? But
anyway. No. Everyone was we've only lost half of our viewership while you told the story, but
to go from Jonathan Mazano to King Snake is quite the.
That's what we do, though. That's what we do. That's what we do. We will do us. We will do us. Here's the thing, Jonathan. I feel like deep down, dude worked in restaurants, works his ass off, puts out great whiskey. I just think he is just salt of the earth, good people. I mean, just somebody you can believe in. Like he just,
So
7 people watching now.
At least it's all uphill from here. And no, like, and I think too, if you've ever been, if you don't like wine finishes, try a KLuke wine finish. It will surprise you. It will surprise you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get the Sauternes from Dusty Dan and those guys. Like, I think it's gonna be killer. It's gonna be killer.
Yeah, that's awesome. So
what's
on the docket, Heck?
I can't believe I made the best picture of Mac and you won't share it with everyone. So I think everybody they want to see this picture.
No. What did JG do? Oh no, it's no, it's Marty.
My God, did you?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Are we gonna show that picture? Look, I need your permission to show that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, okay, do it. Right. Just show it.
All right. What are we gonna crack next? And I'm gonna show it.
Well, I think the Silver Grove.
Silver Grove. Okay.
Marty, I can't say no. I can't say we can't share it because then people will be like, share it.
Yeah. King Snake refund fund and cheers. Miracle Martinez wants a refund.
Hey, you know what? You never know what you're gonna get here, right?
You don't know what you get.
Man. When you pull that knife out, which I'm not. You're
just doing it just to make people nervous. I just really do.
That knife.
I live on the edge, baby.
I mean, the day, what was it? What box was it? Book? No, it was Detling. It was a Detling that I thought you were about to slice the wrist.
No. We haven't opened a Detling on this show. It must have been. It was Knob Creek.
Oh, it was Booker's.
It was Booker's. That's right. Hey, here's the thing too that's cool about making good whiskey friends, and I just want to make sure Top Jimmy, who tonight, huge super chat. This is from him. He sent us this Silver Grove This is from New Riff, but I think you can only get these around Kentucky.
Yeah, I think it's only it's only from New Riff in Kentucky. I do need to say this comment might win. Typical bragging about your 10 plus 160, your 10 plus 160 plus king snake. Turns out it's just a 7-ish, 126-ish garden snake. That might win comment
That's so
of the
good.
day
All right,
there.
while this airs out, I'm gonna make sure I get this because they want me to this picture, right?
I don't know. Do we need to see a picture that Marty created of me on
I'm not
AI?
going to show anyone a picture of a king snake. That's not happening.
No, that's we do no.
No, we don't do that. Even at after dark, we don't do that. But give me just a minute here, Mac. You carry the show here.
Yeah. So here's another thing. Last night we had a pretty amazing blind from Tyler, and Warren, Candace, a bunch of us, were in the chat in this blind, and it was a wheat. I'm surprised that that's the first thing you went at, Warren. I really kind of whiffed on this blind, and I called the weeded blind a high rye bourbon blind, which I will stick to. And I have a point here, which is that sometimes weeders can be spicy, and don't act like if you've done enough blinds, that can fool you. And I'm just trying to make myself feel better. But if someone else in the chat can also help me feel better, that'd be nice.
I'll tell you what's not going to make you feel better is this picture.
Dear God. Is that
there's a lot of quilting going on here? There's a beautiful
why do I look like I'm not
you kind of look like you're sitting on the shitter in the living room too, which is
I hope weird. It doesn't look like it kind of looks like me, but I hope it doesn't fully. Someone tell me it doesn't fully look like me, or I'm gonna have a crisis.
Here's what's going on this show right now. After having our most epic week we've ever had, the most subscribers ever, the most watched video ever, we're just going to try to tank it right now. That's what we're going to do.
But my face, is it? I guess it kind of.
You do look a little like you're either in
deep. Do I look a little skinnier? Come on, give me. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta get on the treadmill. All right.
All right, get to work.
Well,
dude poops in his living room.
I cannot put these. The fact that we went from John, the level of Jonathan to this, we have actually, what I will say, Hack? Have you heard the phrase, we contain multitudes?
No, that's way above my head, but explain it.
We have a lot of different sort of areas and interests and
for sure,
strengths and also weaknesses.
And that's so I do want to talk about something, and I can't talk about it with dude poops in his living room up there, which is a great comment, Matt. But so I wouldn't say hate, but I got some comments around like my video hanging out the specs drop and stuff, and like I'm not ever going to be a hunt video guy. That's not what I do. But I do want to say this about the specs drop for a minute. It was 80 degrees outside on Saturday. It was beautiful. My brother sent me a picture of the area if we came then, which was this beautiful grassy flat area, right kind of in an open space. And I'm thinking to myself, we could throw the most fucking epic bottle share right there. That's what's in my head, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to go until later. And I went to Mama Hack and I said, I'm thinking about going now. She gave me the green light and I loaded up. And we hit the road. And I got there at 1 p.m. on Saturday for a Monday drop. But I'm an outdoors dude, Mac. Like I'm a Boy Scout dad. I've got tinning equipment. Like I like being outside. It was beautiful weather. And it was an awesome time just hanging out. But like I got some hate, like where people are like, I can't believe you would do that. And also just like, like we've had advice where people have told us, to be a serious whiskey channel, you can't like good times, or you can't
like good times. Yeah.
Like I don't care about being a serious whiskey channel. I just care about creating a space where we're going to have fun, do things we love. And you know what? That was so much fun. And it's turned into like this huge video. We added all these subscribers. I've had people reach out and go, you should do like more videos where you're just doing drops. And I'm like, no. Like that was completely spontaneous. It was just,
Yeah.
But also I will tell you, for those people that are following us and tracking with us, if we can grab some of those people and bring them into like KLuke,
yes,
or bring them into this one, bring them into Silver Grove, or like show them things that are different than all the tater stuff, right? Like to me, that's really cool because we're helping people, and that's what I want to do. Anyway, I'm ranting, but
no, I mean, I just want to add on to that where, like, I think this was the first time we saw, and by we, I mean you did all of that. You filmed it, you edited it, and I thought it was actually, and I think everyone was saying this, one of the best whiskey videos I've seen from like a haul perspective, like a whiskey hunt perspective or a drop. I've never seen that where someone's live going through the drop. Also, people don't, I'm not from Texas or whatever, but like you guys with specs, like I'm not trying to give specs a free commercial, but that was incredible.
it's fucking nuts. Yeah, it's crazy.
And so like I just want to also give props to you where, we give each other crap, but it's like kind of like brothers where it's like no one gonna make fun of my brother, right? And it's like, and like you also, for people who actually know you're the most like giving you're just one of the most giving guys I know. And so like everyone knows that about you, who knows you. And I think we finally for the first time had some people who clicked, who just are like, who the hell is this guy? And you're like walking through. So don't take
no, it does.
don't
Here's
take
the
it
thing,
seriously.
it gets in your head a little bit when people like to say shit, but then it's like also that means you're getting to a certain size where it's going to happen. But I think that's my whiskey resolution is like I'm just going to stick true to what we love to do.
Yeah.
And keep making it about educating and helping people.
Yeah.
Like, and tonight, Jonathan coming on, KLuke, the whole thing. Did you lose a light?
Yeah.
But bringing Jonathan on and educating and helping people, like, dude, that's
awesome,
what I want to do. But the thing is like I know that there is going to be a certain level of like once you get to, and that's cool. But I had such a good time at the Specs drop, and I know we wanted to talk more about that. But let's do the Silver Grove.
Yeah, which
and thank you, Toby, so much.
Yeah, Toby, thank you so much who sent this to us.
Man, that's got a candy nose.
So this is New Riff. For those who haven't had New Riff, I highly suggest that New Riff 8-year bourbon. If you've not had that, buy it. That New Riff 8-year bourbon is incredible. New Riff. The problem, I had a Total Wine problem with New Riff. I think we've all been there with Total Wine. Because New Riff, I think they did a ton of single barrels, and Total Wine got a bunch of them. And the one I got wasn't kind of what I wanted, but the New Riff 8-year bourbon, the New Riff 8-year rye, the Balboa rye, the New Riff winter, all the stuff they're doing is incredible. So I'm excited. This is 4 years.
Yeah, it doesn't take 4 years at all.
Wait, you already tasted it?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I didn't wait on you.
And it's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And also, yeah. So Toby in the chat, if there are other things you need to tell, like maybe tell us a little bit about this, let us know. But like 4 years, and it's a limited edition 2025 special barrel blend from the master distiller. 4 years, 65 corn, 30 rye, 5% malted barley. Yeah.
No, it's really good. I think earlier Dave was in the chat and was talking about the Silver Grove, and this is a 2025 version is what the bottle says. So I don't know.
How's this 4 years?
I don't know the difference there, but
how's this?
What do you get on the nose and the notes and stuff? What do you?
So I get a bit of that like baking spice, but it's more like I've been lately, like I had carrot cake over the break, and carrot cake is kind of that perfect like representation of like a sweeter baking spice because you got a little bit of that like vanilla frosting.
Yeah.
I get that on the nose and the palate, where
Yeah.
it's sweet, but it's got a little spiciness. Okay, it's 30% rye, like I just said, so maybe that explains some of that. What about you, Hack?
Dave says the 24 is better than the 25. I like this. I think I do get this vanilla cream frosting thing on the nose, and then when you taste it, it's like a ginger spice cake thing. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's got
Yeah.
coffee, ginger spiced cake, and then the finish is kind of muted. Like I think that's the part where it misses. The finish is not. There's not a lot on the finish on this.
Yeah, but for a 4-year Kentucky,
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
like I'm actually kind of
$40
surprised.
or $50 bottle too. It's not that expensive, right? It's like
Yeah, a whiskey. Okay, yeah. So anyway,
John just said New Riff built a rick house in Silver Grove. They used the proceeds from this brand to support the Silver Grove. That's super cool. Like I love that. Thank you, John. That's a cool story.
Yeah, this is really. I mean, clearly we're learning about this as we drink it here, guys. So
Here's the thing that's really no. I mean, that's the point. Like that's a good segue. What I wanted to talk about too is that like one of the things is like I'm no expert. I am learning as we go, and bringing people into that learning space as we go is what's super cool and fun. And so having somebody send me something like this that I've never tried before and get to taste it live on stream and kind of talk about the notes. But also what's not fair is we just went through an epic KLuke line.
I know, but
and then we're doing this. So it's not really fair to this whiskey. Like it's good. It's good.
But but if you think about it, it's under 60, it's 4 years. And it's not a Nancy Fraley. Which is
taking that to the silver. And so next week, guys, I do want to mention this because we're going to wind down soon, right? We're getting to 2 hours. We should wind down.
Yeah. But we still, we have like almost 70, which thank you guys for watching. 70.
I mean, shit, we can keep rolling. I don't care. But so this next week, guys, we're going to do a show dedicated to Rise. We're just going to get into Rise. And my friend Brad from the Chattahoochee Club, this is a pick he did. I got 12 bottles sent here, and I'm sending them out to different friends. This is $43 shipped $43. And look at the color on that, Mac. I'm going to save the crack for next week, but I can't wait.
I can't wait to try.
I'm excited. And another bottle that Dusty Dan, they picked a different version of this, and they've got coming too. And I think theirs is over 7 years. This is just short of 7 years, but I mean, my God, look at the color on that. And I think that New Riff is the contract distiller on this.
Okay. There we go. Show me a better $65 bottle than the New Riff 8-year bourbon and rye. I think it's very hard, but I think, like Jay Martinez says, Jack would be the only.
That's a good one.
Jack would be the only one. Yeah, but I think that New Riff is incredible.
Warren, Jonathan Mazano distracted. He didn't. Hey, I was purposely like. Here's the thing. He brought up Nancy first. I just let the record reflect.
Yeah, he did. So, as you know, before we do, because Hack, we still have to do the wheel for the giveaways. But I think
I better start typing while you talk. I'll start typing.
But we talked about this and we planned this a lot. Where it's like, what is our whiskey? New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
And so, while we do that, I do want to, because from my Tennessee trip, I picked out some cool things, and I'm going to pull them. But Hack, if there are things that maybe you had, you should do that. What's that?
Old Don.
Yes. So yeah, we're about to do our giveaway, which is incredible because I've never even done our own giveaway. We're at another level. You guys call me the tater, but Hack's got the Weller Rainbow over here. But I found this, by the way, I found this for the first time.
Nice.
And I got a bunch of crap from the Houston crew.
Yeah,
Do you know you guys live in another world down there?
We really do.
You guys, how many people pulled BTAC, like Stag, pulled the Weller, pulled,
But see, I
Like,
think that's the thing about the video, and maybe we talk about that a little bit while I'm entering names. Is the amount of I think so. I was talking to Keenan Whiskier, and he's like, "Did you take any like pictures as you were going through?" Because for the most part, no one's ever seen like pallets of Stag Junior or pallets of 107 and foolproof. Like it's crazy what we get. It's nuts, right?
yeah, it is. It is pretty crazy, and I think like I'm happy for you guys, but it's like, Total Wine, if you do have a Total Wine, their like rewards program is nothing close to like what you guys are getting with specs down there. And then
Well,
like,
and they changed up the specs thing too, Mac. But we keep
okay.
going. I interrupt you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, feel free. So again, if you're ever in Nashville and you're flying, if you're even just flying, you have a connection at B&A. I picked up this old Dom pick from Nashville International Airport. Michael Wood from the Hudson Group picked this, and it is a 124.3 proof 7-year Tennessee. It's their Tennessee whiskey from Old Dom, and I put this in a blind last night, and it beat Stag Junior.
That
And like
doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at
I'm
all.
telling you, a great single barrel 7-year from Old Dom is incredible. And just look at this color. Um, it's really incredible. And the nose on this is that like sweet, like caramel kettle corn thing. Oh man.
We had that. We had that 122 proof Old Dom pick here in Houston that beat Stag twice in lines. Twice. Stag Junior beat it twice.
Yeah. And so I'm telling you, like you stop by B&A, just go by one of those stores and just grab one of the single barrels. Mm. The level, so I think the thing is like it has that sweetness, especially I like the Tennessee whiskey better than the bourbon.
I don't own one of those, and everybody says that. I need to get one.
Get what? Tennessee whiskey?
Yeah, I don't have one.
Oh
I don't
my,
have.
I should have, you got to tell me this.
Wow, we're talking now.
The only time we talk is on live stream, guys. I'm just kidding.
This is not true.
No, we actually
I've been FaceTiming you
like every day. We're best buds. And you had, it seemed like you had a
most of the time.
wonderful,
You ignore me when I FaceTime.
can we see the picture of you and your wife dressed up for a New Year's Eve?
We may not
Was I allowed?
because I want to stay married. But you can talk about it.
Well, your wife was stunning per usual, and Hack, you actually looked
I
pretty
batted
cool.
way over my. I fucking.
Well, yeah, but
way over,
but I kind of like the fit that maybe she picked out for you.
She did. She did. I almost tried to argue with you, and no, I don't.
But no, I mean, you should probably listen to.
Well, it was a Gadsby party, and so it was a 1920s theme, and so yeah, I rocked the 1920s, But yeah, it was fun. What are you doing now? You're like deep into Tennessee whiskey now.
I am. I just love it. I mean, like, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Dennis has a good point. You showed
What do
you showed Mac's pick.
What do you say? Oh no. The difference is Mama Hack is in the picture.
That's true. We cannot. That is true. If we could somehow edit it to where it's just you, then you would have no excuse.
Yeah, but I'm sitting here entering 100 names while you're just
Okay. Well, I'm
talking.
just going to keep rolling and drinking some wonderful Tennessee whiskey.
Keep rolling and
Which,
drinking. That's what we do.
if you want a Tennessee whiskey, that is not Jack Daniels, which we all love Jack Daniels. Old Dom's great. Leaper's Fork is that sort of next level into, I would say, more crafty whiskey. This is a double oaked pick. Holy shit, it's from the same. I need to meet this guy, Michael Wood. If you guys know Michael Wood from the Hudson Group, let me know. But this is Leaper's Fork. If you're ever in Nashville, it's a little ways out. It's maybe like a 20-minute if you're like downtown. It's definitely worth seeing. It's, they have a pot still. They have their own distillate. And this is a 70% corn, 15% rye, 15% barley. That's finished in another barrel, so it's double oaked. Oh man. Dave asked if you got his Venmo hack. Maybe we add
Oh,
Dave
I'll
to
check. That's a
this.
good one. I have not checked Venmo all
Okay.
night. I will though.
Maybe at the
Thank
end, I'll just remind you for Dave.
Yeah, I got you. As I'm entering, I will definitely check it.
But again, look at this color. I would say if you've had Detling, I think it kind of gets more with that sort of like malted barley.
You heard anything like what's going on with Detling? What are they like? What's
I
up?
don't know what's going on with Detling, man. I have no clue. I love me some Detling. I don't know what's going on with Detling. For those who know, let us know. But man, the nose on this, which I think a lot of people get with Old Dom, and by the way, I know I just completely steered clear of that question with
We got way too much money in here tonight for this one bottle. I think I need to do a secondary prize.
Well, I also have a prize.
You got something?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Which I was gonna save till next week.
Do you want to save it? But I got some shit I can still give away. But we got way more money than what.
No, you know what? Actually, we're gonna give away.
What?
Because you guys gave me so much. We're gonna give away a Taylor single barrel.
Taylor single barrel. Here we go.
It's not the small batch. It's the single barrel. It's the bottle.
The guys in Houston all said it's not a SAS Select. I know exactly what.
But guess what? If you're like me, you probably never had this, I've had it, but like got my first bottle, and this is for you guys.
I love you, man. I love that you just landed that. You were so proud of it, and now you're going to give it away.
Yeah, because guess what? I actually tried it when I was in Richmond, and I tried a single barrel, and it was actually really good. If you like Taylor, I think they're all different single barrels. But
wheel is loaded now. All right, since Mac just added that, if anybody wants to, but I think we have more super chat. Like I always try to make sure whatever we give away, it's of equal value. But what we'll do is in the future we'll keep adding stuff. But if anybody wants to do a super chat because he just entered that, I'm gonna give you a second. I'm gonna go pee, but I've got the wheel loaded. I'll be right back, Mac. This is what happens when an old man streams. I'll be right back.
It's all good. I'm gonna talk about leapers. Wow, now you can see all my Glens and all the KLuke here, guys. But yeah, so if you did not, and also, oh man, Hack better. I don't know how to mute his. Oh my god, if you can hear me, you need to mute. Everyone mute. This is gonna be bad. I'm gonna remove. Okay, I think I removed him. Okay, I removed him, so we cannot hear his bathroom happenings. Although that would have been epic. Part of me wants to add him back. Anyway, I'm not going to do that to my guy. Not going to do that to my guy. You didn't hear anything, sweet Cindy. All right, there we go. Leaper's Fork. So I get a bit of a raisin. So people talk about raisin. If you like that, which you get a bit on that Detling. But the double oaked, I think, with that malted barley. I can't even talk with these comments. This is y'all are too much, man. I can't even get through tasting notes with you guys. Ronnie, thank you so much. I'm also Hack. Oh wait, what the hell? Hack, you're lucky I saved you, man.
What happened?
You didn't mute yourself, but I removed you before you went to the bathroom.
There's no mobile mic on me, bro. What are you talking about?
All right, I was just checking.
No, I'm using this. There's no, like, you're not going to know.
All right.
But it would have sounded like a king snake hitting the water.
I know. There we go. They've already been talking about it. Draining the king snake. Are you an elephant? Here we go.
Yeah. Ah, God. All right. So listen, I do want to show something real quick. This was at the very, like, if there's people still here. Oh, there's 60 still here. Hell yeah.
We still have more hack than yeah.
What happened? Did I jump in on your round out whatever you're doing? Because I feel rude. I just jumped in.
Hack, it's never rude. I was just talking about Leapers, and we were talking about the Detling connection. I think like for Leapers Fork, I think it is a really great sort of like you get that sweet component, and you get a little bit of that crafty sort of like when you get into that raisin quality, you get that sort of like tannic oak, but it's got a sweetness, like a kind of a like a dark maltiness to it. And the coffee, which Dave talked about with Detling, you do get some coffee on on this Leaper's Fork. And so anyway, but I love it. So anyway, go ahead, Hack.
No, I'm no king snake, Cindy. No king snake. I'm a I'm probably like I don't know. No, no,
Let's just move on.
can't do it. Can't do it. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I had a really good one. I'm gonna bite my tongue. I do want to show you guys something. And it's not my king snake. I do want to show you
We've lost every new follower.
a couple of pictures from the drop. Because
Yeah.
if you're buried, you're here this late. We didn't talk a lot about the drop because it was KLuke night. But so first thing I want to show you, this is no, sorry.
Oh my God. Can we?
Sorry. I'm
This
sorry.
is a cursed image we will never show again.
Okay.
Marty, how dare
All
you?
right, wait a minute. This is the actual. Oh, sorry, that was a mistake, honestly. So, so this is a few things I picked up, and I got the Garrison's Brothers for Alan. The Brookhill was for another friend. A few things I picked up.
A few things the man picked up, y'all. It's a few things.
Just a few things here and there. Just a few things, and then the Stag Junior. I only got one of, but I gave it to Caleb. The Willet, I got it for a friend. Got a backup on the Eagle Rare 12. A couple of those store picks, those Eagle Rare 10 store picks, they will show up here on the channel as giveaways. One of the Blanton's Gold will be a giveaway here. One of the Weller Antiques will be a giveaway here. The Bowman's a giveaway. The Mellick's a giveaway. The Joseph Magnus a giveaway. Bardstown VIP. Now that's funny. That's funny. The Bardstown VIP is funny. That
Why?
dude, that part of the video, Mac, did you
Yes.
see that part of the
Yes.
video? What
And
did you feel about that?
well, the funny thing, I mean, yes, it was ridiculous and stupid, and they got to train these guys better. They got to train them.
Homeboy said that is the most rare whiskey I would get all day. Thinks you're Bardstown.
I mean, it's such BS.
No, this is fair. Martin is fair. Fair. Didn't spend 3,000. Here's something I want to talk about. Like for people that are local and into specs this year completely stepped their game up with their vault emails. And so if you were not like a person that spent a lot of money there, you weren't going to get those emails. And now that I bought for a lot of other people, I bought for the channel, I think I'm going to get those emails, which is going to be super cool because all the really kind of allocated stuff, like they'll email you and say you have a chance to buy this. And so that's a big reason that I went crazy. But then again, it was fun. It was fun. But
yeah. And Jay Martinez was like, "It's not a shot at you," and we didn't take it as that.
Yeah, no, not at all, not at all.
I think, but that is a thing where it's like, if people didn't watch that whole video hack and that haul is insane. But like the cool thing about you is that like, and you told this to Whiskier actually, when he was there of, you're not flipping this stuff. You are, people are like, hey, can you get this? Can you, whatever, like which is super cool. So
yeah, Matthew, the specs way to go. You believe me? Yeah, I believe him. It's a difficult thing. Like this is, I do want to talk about this for a second. Can I, Mac, talk about? It's getting late. I know people probably want me to wrap it up. The wheel's loaded.
No, let's go. Let's keep rolling.
Are we okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still got more viewers than
I have a great relationship with a local store here, Liquor Zone. They've invited me to do store picks. He's a good store owner, but I'm not going to ever get like access to BTAC for MSRP. I'm not going to get access to Pappy's for MSRP. So you're stuck in this spot where you're like, fuck, like I want to help my local store, but also I'm not, unless I spend that amount of money, so it's tough. It's tough, but What are you? Oh, you're pouring a little Southern Collective. Oh, I'll do that next. I'm gonna pour something. But anyway, yeah. Hashtag one more pour, sweet Cindy. Yeah, let's do it. Let's keep going.
So hack. So by the way, I hope you saw. Did you see the last super chat? Making sure you got that.
No,
From Ronnie
was it?
Sips right here. Ronnie Sips.
Yeah, I got him added. I did add him. Yep.
So I love Southern Collective. I'm a big fan. I was there over the break. Hack and it was our first event. Thanks to those who came out. This is their rye pick, their Navidad, which is their December release. And
they're great people, man. I love Southern Collective.
They're incredible. And for those who are in Nashville, let me know if you're in Nashville. Got some pours for you. If you stop by Southern Collective, you have to. They're incredible. This is a 13-year 95.5 hack. And guess what? I got a bottle I'm sending to you this week. It's one of my favorite ryes I've had this year, and I've had some banger ryes. They picked an incredible 95.5. And guess what, Hack? Next week, I've got another one for a giveaway.
That's my dog.
And look at this color.
Oh, yeah.
So it's Navidad. It's going to come a little later than Navidad, but it's going to be worth it. So
we're going to have so much fun in 2026. You know that? Like, it's going to be it's going to be a great year. Hey, cheers. There's somebody new here. Hold on. I need to make sure I call them out because anytime somebody new joins, they were talking about, here he is. Cheers, Northeast. My wife is from Tulsa. She lived in Tulsa, Northeast Oklahoma. Cheers. Welcome in. This bottle, which we did, and this is the tie-in to Oklahoma. I do have a point I'm making.
That's getting low.
The rest of this barrel ended up in Oklahoma, according to Michael.
Which I asked when I was there, and by the way, there's one of those in my locker there, which let me know if you're there. You can crack it and sip it.
Yeah. Cruise by, and the Bruce Wayne of whiskey will let you in his locker.
You guys have to go to Southern Collective here in Nashville, but the proof on this is 113, which I've had some other lower proof 13-year.
They asked for the proof on the Navidad, please.
That's literally what I'm talking about right now. But
I'm sorry.
I love it. I love this. The best part of this is that we still have the most viewers we've had. And if you're still viewing us, thank you. Nick Lusk is going to bed. Good night, Nick. Thank you for joining us. It's nice of you to still be on here. But this is a 13-year 95.5, and it has just all. Would you get back up here?
Sorry.
I love this though, but it has like all the sweet, like caramelized, like sugars, and the like a little bit of baking spice. It doesn't have that full dill thing that I get from other NDPs are doing. So anyway, next week, this is on the giveaway. And Hack, it's in the mail tomorrow, buddy.
Hell yeah. So we got the Silver Sphinx Rye. We got that one. We're going to have a rye show next week. We're going to Rise. That's gonna be fun. Like, I'm getting more into Rise, so I'm excited about that. So should be a lot of fun diving in there. But also, thing about the Southern Collective thing is that and you know this too, is that they have a VRBO / condo home thing where if you go and do a barrel pick there, I don't know if they do this for everybody, so I don't know if I shouldn't advertise this, but they offered for us to bring 24 people to stay at Southern Collective if we pick a barrel.
I know, which
I feel like we should do it.
Which Hack, we've got to talk about our events next year. We got to plan on give people some scheduled out. Which like I'm kind of do we do so? Our 1 year is coming up in April, which is crazy. We haven't even been around for a year.
So crazy.
we got to think about what our events are. I'd love to hear from for those who who follow
Yeah.
kind of like what's good. But I
Yeah.
almost want to do 2 events. Is that crazy?
Yeah, we can do it. I mean, it's just people hanging out. Like we call them events, but it's really just hanging out with people we just like to drink whiskey, and anybody that wants to come can come.
Yeah.
It's just, so yeah,
Al-
that's all.
Also,
all right, so listen,
yeah, we gotta land this plane.
we do need to land it. We should do the giveaway. I need to add. There were a couple of new members. I just need to add because we had people that joined as new members. Let me do that real quick.
Okay.
And we'll do the member giveaway. Tonight's member giveaway is going to be a $50 Agent Or and also a Weller blind, the rainbow. And we're inviting you, if you would like, you don't have to, there's no pressure. But if you win the Weller blind and you want to come do that live on stream, you can come and we'll add you here and
you'll pick,
be fun. So I need to add Joe B. Thank you for being a new member tonight.
Yes,
we have
thank you.
2 new members tonight. You can join, click the join button. Jay Martinez is a new member, so I'm adding you in, sir. And that's it. That's it. Those are our 2 new members. So let's do the member giveaway.
Okay.
And then we'll do the bigger prize wheel. Does that sound good?
Yeah. And what is the member giveaway? You have to be a YouTube member, Hack?
Yeah, you got to be a YouTube member. It's either $3 or $5 a month, and it helps us kind of pay for our subscription to StreamYard and stuff like that. So
and we don't do a Patreon, we don't do anything like that. So that's why, guys. Yeah,
that's why we don't do any of that. Jake just added another. I need to another super chat. Jake, you're too generous tonight. Too generous. We didn't talk about the blind.
I did actually a little bit.
Oh, while I was peeing. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to add it right now.
Wait, Eric Gunderson. Eric. All right, man. This is awesome. And Travis, both in the chat. Hey, thanks for joining, Eric and Travis. I really appreciate it.
All right, here we go, Mac. Here we go. All right, this is... Oh, I got to remove other stuff. Hold on, sorry.
Oh, what's up, Wilderness and Whiskey? Thanks for joining.
Oh, there we go. I didn't even finish it. I didn't even... Hold on. This was, as you round the corner, more of the haul.
It's insane. This is so insane.
I got 4 KLuke single barrels. They all are going to friends, and you're about to have one given away right here. I got the batch 14, the 2 Still Austin Oated, a Knob Creek 10-year pick, Knob Creek 21, and then let's see here if I have this is the final table. Well, I got the barrel strength, but these 3, the Star Hill, the Weller single barrel, and the Russell 15, those were on the fine. I got the Russell 15 the first time through, and then these 2 on the second time through. So the story was, Mac, is that if you were buying a Brook Hill, which I did for a friend, then they said you could get 2 picks off the unicorn table. And so when I went around the second time, they were advertising that, said, well, what if I already bought a Brook Hill? And they said, do you have your receipt? I said, yes, it's here. And I said, yeah, we'll honor it. So that's how I got the Star Hill and the single barrel in the second run. That's what happened. Yeah. Which people didn't see that on the video. So I thought I'd tell them here.
Oh, actually, sorry, Hack, really quick. We just had the comment of the night.
Oh, she likes your shirt.
Thank you, Cindy. Comment of the night.
It is quilted now that I look at it in the light.
Cindy wins a beacon.
And he wins a beacon for making us.
Just kidding. I don't have
the quilt on your chest makes me feel like if you nestled someone and you held them, like if JG needed a hug, and you were going to grab JG and bring him in close for a hug and nestle him on the quilt, I think he would feel very comfortable in your breast.
I am good at nestling in my breast. All right. Still have 60 people watching this, which is insane.
Well, the giveaway. Let's do it. Let's do the giveaway.
All right. Sorry for everyone that's like, just give this shit away.
I know. All right. So
what is this for?
This is the members. This will be a $50 Agent Or gift card, as well as the Weller Rainbow Blind that you can come on and do live with us, or you don't have to. You can do it on your own. I just really want to know your results. That's why
it's 2 spins, or it's 1 spin. They get both.
It's 1 spin. 1 spin.
Oh,
one
that's
win.
pretty cool. This is a good one.
Yeah.
I just got the cigar Agent Or. I just got the Agent Or cigar thing. Anyway, all right.
Oh, you did. Are you into cigars? I didn't know that.
I'm not really, but it's the only Agent Or.
the only thing you don't have from H2O.
Anyway, all right, come on, let's just go.
All right, how many times should I shuffle this?
Let's do 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a spinner. Spinner for the winner. This will be.
Thank you to everyone who's just still watching this. We like to have fun. I hope that's good. But we also have really cool people like
Jonathan did really.
Mazano, who's like legit.
Jonathan did really well tonight.
He's so great. He's like incredible, and also dealt with our bullshit.
Yeah, and we got to joke around a little bit. He was awesome.
He's awesome. Jonathan's the man.
Is that going to be Rick?
Oh,
Mark, Lou, maybe Lou. Mark. All right, Mark. I haven't seen you in the chat tonight, but I'll send you an email.
Mark, congrats, buddy.
Member giveaway tonight goes to Mark.
What did he win? He won the $50
Age Nor
and
plus the Weather Rainbow Blind.
That's incredible. All right. What's our
congratulations to Mark? Okay. All right. Let's okay. Next up, we have
congrats, Mark.
We have you. Which one should we do first? Should we give away the EH Taylor first?
Yeah.
And then give away the KLuke?
Let's do it.
All right. So what we're giving away next is that right there from Mac. And then this right here from me, which is the Barrel 8.9 that you heard Jonathan talk about tonight, which are, I guess these are like crazy hard to find.
I know, which I'm like, all right, let's just do this. Because I want it.
I will get you one. Okay.
I'm kidding. I want you guys to have it.
All right, here we go. We are going to next up.
Look at this color, Look at this color. This is almost a hazmat free range pick.
Ooh, that free range is dark.
It's incredible. Anyway, you two hack, just do your thing.
All right. So I'm going to scroll through these just so that everybody knows that I've entered your names. If you don't see your name and you're still here live with us, let me know. SM Parker, Gerald, Whiskey Nose, TNC, Andy K, Bama, Wes, Corey, Coach, Andrew, Tim, Jake, Jeremy D, Tank, Dennis, JG. Oh shit, I didn't enter any of the Venmos. I got to do that.
Okay, you do that. I'm going to talk about this Frey Ranch pick.
Okay.
This Frey Ranch pick, I do not know where I got it from. Bradley's Wine and Spirits, 135 proof. Look at the color on this. As Hack puts the Venmos in, and by the way, this next giveaway is going to be for the H. Taylor. I have had a kind of a weird history with Frey where their uncut to me is good, but it's just not, it's just a little too hay forward, too grain. Anyway, I know people are going to give me crap for that, but I think it's a little too chewy. However, when I get over 130, 132, I'm now the 135 proof with Frey. This thing, yeah, it has a bit of that. It has that hay nose that Frey Ranch bourbon has. But man, this is a like caramel, like brulee bomb.
Damn, it's good.
And it has that like vanilla icing, frosting. And again, I'm going to go to like a luxurious carrot cake that's like, moist is not a good word to use in anything. But you've had some dry ass carrot cake from like some aunt. This is like a great carrot cake from like a nice place. You know what I'm talking about? Come on.
We all have that one aunt. All have that one aunt that makes dry ass carrot cake. We do.
But anyway, this Frey Ranch single barrel.
You know what? Speaking of carrot, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
We were hanging out yesterday at where were we? What bar was it? I forgot the name. Anvil Bar. And a bunch of basement dwellers got there because they were doing cost pours. And in order to get through the cost pours, you had to kill a bottle. And so there's about 4 or 5 shots left of the carrot brandy. I may have bought carrot brandy for a wedding party and said, we want to celebrate your special day. Only you get to Heaven Hill 19.
I saw that in the chat I think I sent a weird meme because I was like, "What are you doing?"
Well, we had to get through the carrot brandy, which
Well,
we
I'm
did.
glad that you did that.
It was,
Well,
yeah. Anyway,
I will say this Frey Ranch pick, and I've had a hazmat Frey Ranch pick sample. That high proof Frey Ranch stuff, man, is
it's
just
so good.
killer.
It's so
Anyway,
good.
all right.
You know what else? One more story about the Specs bourbon drop, and then I've 2.5 hours. Who the fuck's listening to us? Well, there's 50 people. Okay.
Thank you.
One last thing here about the Harold. Good friend from Louisiana. Met him last year, and just like I think he is salt of the earth, like best dude ever. He rented a hotel room for one night, and we got to go over and take a shower at his place. Just like great human being. Because like for people that like you just make good friends, and Harold's one of those dudes, man. Just
That's
great guy. Just want to call out Harold. Okay, all right. So here we're gonna do. We're gonna So we're gonna start at the top, and that way everybody can see it. Parker, Gerald, Whiskey Nose, TNC, Andy K, Bama, Wes M, Corey, Crab, H Tex, Tim B.
Harold, my heart is so
Harold the
warm.
shower guy.
Clean. Yeah, it's not creepy at all. Thank you for saying this. Harold the shower guy. Yeah, you made it real creepy. Yeah.
Well, listen.
Hack, you made it creepy as hell. And I was trying not to. Thank you, chat, for thinking what I'm
The
thinking.
dude let me use his shower. It doesn't mean he rubbed my back.
Like you're phrasing.
Why does everybody have to immediately go there?
Hashtag phrasing.
Why does everybody just assumes the worst? It's two dudes in a shower, okay? Not a big deal.
We are now at our longest stream. Thank you for hanging.
Dennis, Jay, Steve, D. Basie, Jake P, Whiskey Nose, Joe.
No judgment.
P, Candace.
No judgment
Matt,
here.
Jake again, Cornbread, Whiskey Nose, all the top Jimmies, Keith, Corvette Trey, Harold, Steve P, Jake P, Miracle, Jake P again, top Jimmy again, Ronnie, Jake P, Travis, Robert B, Tim S, Dave V. Did I miss anybody?
I love it.
If you don't want to be dudes in a shower, fine, Marty. I don't care. Unsub. That's fine. Two dudes in a shower. Like it's
okay.
like,
all right. We are way after dark. We are beyond after dark.
All right.
And
how many times did I shuffle this?
6 to 9 times.
1, 2, 6, 9, 3, 4, 5, 6,
whatever you want.
7, 8, 9. Okay. We're completely shuffled up. This is for the E.H. Taylor single barrel from Mac. Who is extremely generous and kind. All right, here we go.
Spin. You are.
Spinner for the win.
Oh, 6, 7.
For the winner.
6, 9. What was I thinking? 6, 7. I don't know what the kids say. Who we got?
Who's going to win tonight?
We just lost like 10 viewers.
Well, it's because me talking about dudes in a shower. Also, because we're going 2.5 hours, which was not planned.
Marathon. Who we got?
Oh, Parker, Jake. Jake wins the.
Congratulations, Jake. I don't think Jake's ever had any like BTAC, has he? Or like anything?
No,
close
this will be
to,
his
like,
first.
Yeah,
his first. Yeah.
Well, Jake, congrats.
All right, the big prize now, which is the KLuke single barrel. Super hard to find. According to our guy Jonathan, gave you notes tonight. This is barrel 8-9. Spinner for the winner. Let's get into this. Let's do this next. Let's
do it.
Let's do this. If I can add it to the stage again. All right, here we go. All right. Should I shuffle more or just spin?
I think we just spin on this one.
All right, just spin. All right, here we go. Good luck to y'all on the KLuke.
Is my name on this? I should have put in my ghost name.
What would be your ghost name? Like, what would be your... I know Bruce Wayne of Whiskey's one, but like, what would be the other one?
I think it'd be Four Roses Sucks.
Hey, your guy Jonathan had a lot of love for Four Roses. You notice that?
Yeah, but it was like the old days. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, doesn't mean it's bad now. Like, I guess, but.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Four Roses.
Oh, Wes says your secret name's Grandma's Jacket. Steve Paul
Steve
from
Congrats,
Austin
buddy.
with the winner. Jake won the E.H. Taylor single barrel. Steve wins the KLuke. Congratulations, guys.
This is man.
Two good dudes.
Incredible.
Two good dudes.
So
I'm going to tally up how much we got in super chats. We'll give away all of that next week plus more. And we're going to do a show about Rise. Mac, anything else you want to talk about?
I just want to tease this Navidad, which hacks in the mail for you. And then, I think last year. Oh yeah. And then that. Yeah.
It's going to be a fun week next week.
And I think like for those who may not be a rye person, last year, I think was the best year to get into rye. And we're going to get into that. And and I think you're going to see a bunch of different things. You're going to see some tater. You're going to see some tater rise. You're going to see some like crafty rise. And I think it's going to be a really cool episode next week. So yeah, man. And
thank you to everybody that has subbed to us and hung out with us for 2.5 hours tonight. We're going to do that one too. I have a blind, not a blind. I don't know. We'll figure out what I'm going to do. I have the Thomas handy. I want to do that side by side. Maybe I'll blind him. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to be
awesome.
fun. We had fun tonight.
Thank you guys.
Mac, I love you.
Much love to you, sir. This was awesome stream. Great job on the video and the haul. And it's an exciting year, man. 2026. It's going to be great.
Let's go get it. 2026. Hack and Mac coming at you. Peace out, y'all. Have a good night. Go kick Monday's ass. Good night.
Do it.
So for all the people that came here tonight,
cheers.
Everybody in the room.
Cheers.
Hey, this YouTube thing has been fun, but it's way more fun hanging out with you.
Cheers,
And
y'all.
we appreciate everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Damn, that's good.
Oh, the rye is so good.
Damn, that's good.
Oh,
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers,
one more
y'all.
pour. Have
More
one
pour,
more
y'all.
pour
Have
with
one more
somebody you
pour.
love, because you never know when it's that last pour.
That's true, buddy.
Cheers. Good night, y'all. Have a good night.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts.